going to bring in our fabulous Randy, the Magic Man. Remind me tomorrow about that, I think. Is he here? Do I drag him in somehow? Is there a way to... How do I do this, Wolf Pup? I drag somebody in.
He just joined.
He just joined. Ah, Randy, how are you, sir?
Doing good. You can hear me okay?
I can. Everyone sounds very crackly today for some reason.
Oh, can you hear me good?
I can hear you good.
Okay, so it's not my headset, it's
I can hear
David.
you very well.
Very good.
That's good. I thought
David, I think you're a little bit too far away from the mic.
I'm right in the mic, so I'm gonna have to. I guess I'm gonna have to up the mic a bit. Let's see what I can do here. Oh, I see. Oh, look at this. Oh, I was way down. How's that?
Oh, I have an amazing status for the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sad apple cat running, and then just the word run.
Sad apple cat run. What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means.
If you look at TechBandits lives, that's sad apple cat.
That is it's definitely a sad apple cat. You have the weirdest memes, Vibe Pup. The weirdest
now
memes.
I'm curious.
If you look in TechBandits live, you can actually see it. We're live, by the way, just so everyone knows we are in fact.
Oh,
Hello.
I also got that.
Nitro?
Yeah, they were just trying to joke around and do a fake nitro drop, but I was actually able to grab it.
Wolf Pup, do you want to try restarting your headset? It's just sounding. You sound like a Cyberman right now.
Okay.
Randy, are you hearing that as well?
Kind of, I guess. I mean, to be quite honest, she or he, a Vibe Pup rather, sounds a bit clearer than you, David. But I mean, that just could be me.
Oh, that's weird. Well, hang on. Let's try something. Oh, wait a second. How's that?
Oh, that's beautiful. Night and day, right there, sir.
Look at that. You see what I've done? Is I've gone and stuck my big elbow on the button that changed mics. As I tend to do, it seems. All right, let me see if I can get Randy. If I can get you in here on some video as well, so people can actually see who we're talking to. If that's all right, are you ready for that? Do you want to do any makeup or anything you need to do, or I don't want to.
No, like a good professional, I had it planned beforehand.
Nice. Yeah, unlike me, This is why I only work in film and television, right? So that it's someone else's problem to like comb my hair and put things on my face.
Right.
Yeah, that's generally that's how I roll. Although I think actually, you know what, Randy, I think you have to share your video. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn on my camera so people can see.
Yeah.
I think you'll see me. Hey, there's me. And then
there's you.
That's right.
And then... Oh.
I didn't realize that Randy had such large ears. The last time I saw him, I don't remember his ears being quite that pointy.
1 second, I need to go get my Uno cards.
Do you? Let's go to
yeah,
3.
I forgot to get my cards. I need to go get my...
Really? You're going to use Uno cards? Guess what cards I'm using?
What?
Intel playing cards.
Oh.
This was like, I don't know where I got them. It was like it's some kind of event or something. But they're from Intel. So there's like, they have all these weird like sort of Intel superheroes. I've never seen it before, but okay. So
it's saying I can't stream to the channel. It's saying that I don't have permissions apparently.
Oh, really?
Never mind. I have Funko Pop playing cards.
Hang on a second. All right, let's just make sure. You have no role. Randy, you have no role.
Oh, no.
That's the problem.
Oh, there it is. Right there, sir.
Now you've got it. You've been given a role. Oh, nice. The role of your dreams, Randy. The role of your dreams. Okay, now we're going to see how Discord works now, because I did some reading up on Discord, and apparently if it's been installed for a long time, as my Discord has been, apparently it can become a little fussy about its video.
Sure.
So I've uninstalled it and reinstalled it. It's very exciting. Okay, so we've got that up. Let's see if I can switch over and get us so I can see our chat. So I can see what's happening with our chat. All right. Nope, that's not right. Twitch is what I want, isn't it? Here we go. I'm still not seeing video.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
it's not giving you any errors saying that you're not allowed to do video or anything, right?
Not so far, but here, I'll just...
I wonder if I have to click something. We'll find out. I'm sure someone will probably end up yelling at me on the video. Roll. Right click for more. I can right click for more actions. PC Bandits? No, that's it. Admin mod? I mean, I could switch you to that. I just don't know what that does exactly. Try that. Does that... Well, see if you can do it now. I'm wondering if maybe it's something to do with that.
I'm all over the map here. Oh, hey, there we go. Something's happening.
Something's happening. All right, let me switch this over. I can see what's going on.
It's certainly loading.
Is it? Now, what is your internet like, by the way? It must be pretty good because you do this stuff all the time, right?
Yeah, I've definitely beefed it up since the last time we chatted too. So.
Oh, really? Did you upgrade you upgraded your Wi-Fi or something?
Yeah, well, I see. I couldn't bear the thought of having the bandits see me in such pixelated form.
The full beauty would escape them. But it's. Do you want to stop it and start again? Do you want to try reconnecting because it doesn't seem to be doing anything. I look fantastic to me, but you know that's all I've got for you. Oh, it's trying. It's definitely trying. Okay, let's see if there's any stream bandits here that can tell us. Yes, David, you're gorgeous. Well, I like this already. I like the way today's going. Okay, it's been happening all day on different Wi-Fis. Leave and come back. Even restarted my iPod. No luck. Really? Uh-oh. PCH Johnson's going to work. It sounds like there's some people have been having problems with the streams all day. Uh-oh. That is not a good sign.
For me, when I watched a bit of Commander Coop, he was fine.
Frozen for you. Interesting. I'm seeing the stream and it looks okay. Look at that. I see video. Dun, dun, dun. Success. What was it?
And then you'll see me. I want to say that it was the computer, but it was clearly error operator.
It was human error
function there.
What do they call it? The one
definitely. Well,
the 1D0T error.
Yes, the
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
That's a story of my life.
The ID10D. Yeah.
Right. Is that it? Oh, the ID10D. Is that what it is? I think I spelled idiot wrong.
Yeah.
That's always a good sign, isn't it?
Yes, I got the. I unlocked your random.
All right.
See, this is the one thing that I do have an issue with doing stuff over the internet is that you're always having to like stare off at the screen. Well, to me, I want to stare at the camera. I want to be like right here with you guys.
That I spend the whole time moving my camera around into a place where it's not blocking enough of the screen, but it still looks like I'm looking at people. Because I too have that weird thing of like I want to, you know. Because your instinct is always to my instinct is always to look at myself when I'm when I'm streaming. So the idea what I should really do is place myself just behind the camera. That would work perfectly.
Right. I think the last time we chatted, I think I spent maybe like 80% of it staring at myself just to like make sure that the angle was right. I was center where I needed to be. Right. Not too much headroom. That's right. Yeah.
Well, look, not to put you on the spot.
Hello, everybody in the chat. By the way, I've got you on here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Multitasking.
I was going to say, I will, if you don't mind, let's hang on for a little bit because for some reason Baz is taking a little longer to get back from school today. So I don't know whether that's because they've stopped off for snacks or something. But I know that Baz was quite excited about the idea of learning some magic stuff. So.
For sure.
Yes. And just so everyone knows what we're doing, so I can tell you, is that we are, this is Randy the Magic Man, who we've been going back and forth with on chat. And then also we had a little chat the other day just to sort of get acquainted. But Randy is going to walk us through some magic tricks. Magic.
Yeah. I
mean, I almost want to say social engineering.
Kind of, yeah. From what we were chatting about, it sounds like we've got a great show for you folks. That's right. But yeah, I'm going to teach a little bit of magic, touch on a little bit of mind reading, and I hear that a few of you out there would like to know a little bit more about voice acting as well. So
yeah, I just that's something that a lot of people ask me about, the voice side of stuff. And it's not something I think we talked about this the other day, where it's not something I do a lot of. Like if I do it, it's basically, it's David Hewlett's voice. It's not like I don't go and do funny voices, because I just frankly feel that there's people who are much better at it, like you. So, but I know Bag of Chips is a big voiceover acting fan. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give him a quick text right now and just see if I can. Oh, I've got an O key.
I just want to say something about mind reading. Today in school, we were having a debate about, well, it was really only me talking.
Yeah. Not much of a debate then, is it, Vibe Pop?
No, I was the only one on my team talking, because, everyone else, we had certain talkers, and I was the only talker speaking, so it was very awkward. Because I'm just I think being able to be invisible would be better, because then you can sneak up on people. And then they're like, but with mind control, why would you need to sneak up on people if you can already see if they're going to do things bad?
So the debate was about what superpowers were best for you? And Randy, don't feel you don't have to feel like you're welcome to go to audio only if you want to hang out, or don't feel like you have to stand there if you're, you look fine. I'm just saying, it's just, it's just while we chat, you don't have to feel like you're you're on show. Please, can you turn around now, please, Mr. Randy? We'd like to see. No, it's like an audition. My God,
I know I look fine. Thanks, David.
It's like an audition, basically. Yeah. If anyone wants to know what an audition's like, this is it.
Here we go.
Right now.
I call this one blue. Yeah. Oh gosh, yes. It's even worse when you're in the booth, because now it has nothing to do with who you look like. It's all in here. This range right here.
It's it's funny. It's for some reason Discord is making everyone sound like robots. Gotta love that.
But we are robots.
Could be. I'm just wondering if I should switch to.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Is it a flaw or a feature?
I think it's right. Well, I'm just worried it's gonna mess with our timing. Well, you know what? What I will do is when the time comes, what I'll do is I will mute everyone else, or everyone else will mute for me, and then they can and then we'll just concentrate on you, and then I think that'll probably help with things as well.
I have a question. Is this one of those times where we can just talk about anything?
Is this one of those times like right now? You mean?
Yes.
I guess it sort of depends, but I think once I don't want to waste Randy's time, so I'm thinking maybe why don't we stick with the Randy stuff for now, and then when Randy's out of magic, which I don't think is even possible, then we can talk about stuff. What did you have something you wanted to add to the list of things to talk about? What did you have for us?
I wanted to.
Oh well, yeah, just
sorry, I thought you were talking to me.
Go ahead.
Either one.
I thought it was an open stage. Go ahead.
I was going to say that Valheim is actually, I've learned a bit that is actually teaches you some stuff about Norse mythology.
It does. Yeah, it's all Viking based. Randy, do you play Magic the Gathering at all? Have you done any of that stuff?
I did in my younger years.
Right.
I kind of backed away from it because it did become a serious obsession of having a whole bunch of little cards. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
sure you can relate.
I don't know what you're talking about, Randy. I don't know at all. I don't have an entire cabinet in the other room that's full of Magic the Gathering cards or anything. That would be shocking, right?
Right?
Why am I... Look at that. What is that? All right, hang on a second. Let me see what I've got here. All right. It's doing odd things, isn't it? All right. Randy, so let's start down this road a little bit. First, let me ask you the first question, which is how did you get into this?
Go ahead.
Magic. How did you get into magic? What is the appeal of magic to you?
Okay. How did I get into magic? Well, It all started in the young days of dinosaurs roaming the earth. It was actually just after the T-Rex, so just a little bit past your time, David.
Yeah.
But
you saved Cal from
yeah,
jumping
I was
in that
about
one.
9 years. I did, yeah. Mind control. Anyway, when I was about 9 years old, I got my very first magic kit from my parents on Christmas, and it was really, really cool. But unfortunately, I couldn't really read any of the instructions, so I had to sort of make everything up on my own. And then it just came to a point where I kind of put it off to the wayside. I didn't bother with it for a while, and to be quite honest with you. It was actually my brother that actually sparked it back into me. My younger brother, he started doing a couple of magic tricks around the house, and I'm like, oh, that's really good. Oh man, that's really good. How'd you do? Okay, now I've got to learn everything just so I can be better than you, kind of thing, right? That sibling rivalry,
the sibling competitiveness. Right? I like it. Yes.
So that started. I want to say about 9 or 10, yeah. And then I said, okay, well, I've got a good repertoire now, so let's. I've got a few tricks here. Let's go out and let's go do some things. And I was started off with doing birthday parties and things like that for family and friends until we were at. Where were we? I think it was just like a family reunion or something like that. But it was somebody who was not part of my family who said, yeah, that would be really good for my daughter's birthday. Sure. And I charged the modest price of a whole $10 plus a slice of pizza, and that was it. I seriously got hooked on the whole idea of magic. It was just, I liked not so much needing to figure it out, but I really liked seeing these people who were just normal dudes in suits, or normal people in suits, rather, and they had this power to pretend right in front of your face and get away with it.
Right.
So, I thought it was just the coolest thing. A magician is the only profession that says they're going to lie to you, and then they do, and you're okay with it.
They lie, and they're telling the truth. They
Right.
say they're going to lie, and they're telling the truth. How old were you when you got your first professional gig? The first professional piece of pizza?
Yeah, the first professional pizza that I ever got, it was about 11 years old.
Wow.
And then from there, it was just, I started upping my price as the experience went. And before I knew it, I was doing, corporate shows and things of that nature. It was, I want to say, it was like that, doing it sort of all on my own. I was my own agent. I was my own booking. I was everything. I was my own roadie. Goodness me, I remember those days.
You had to carry all those half ladies and things with you?
Right, yes, and the bunnies, which I eventually figured out I was allergic to. So that's
no. Are you really allergic to bunnies?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
seriously?
the hair. It was. I think it was a few of my shows that I had the bunny, but I was never there. I was never the guy doing the stuff. I was just waving the wand, making the magic happen.
Right.
And then one day that person couldn't be there, so I ended up doing all of it. And then by maybe about 15 minutes, and it's the end of the show. It's the end of it's the end trick. And by I get off stage, and I'm just like, my face is all swelling up. I'm tearing up. I'm like, what is happening?
Oh no.
And turns out I was allergic to bunnies.
That's kind of there's a certain irony to that, I would say.
A little bit, yeah.
So you went into went into sleight of hand then instead of sleight of bunny.
Yeah. A lot of the things, mainly because bunnies are a lot of upkeep, as much as they seem very docile animals.
They're
and
horrible
they're up to this stuff. They have a horrid stench. I will tell you that much.
Oh, really?
But oh yes, you'd think that they're relatively clean for the most part. Yeah, but goodness me, the urine and the
Really?
feces is just gets to you real quick, and then that coupled with the fur and stuff getting into my face. Oh my goodness, I couldn't handle it.
We had a bunny in grade 4, and she had babies, and then she ate the babies, and that traumatized all of these little 10-year-olds. It was just absolute. So ever since then, I hated rabbits because they were just, to me, they were like zombie evil things. Or maybe it wasn't her who ate the
They
babies. Maybe it may have been Dad who ate the babies. I can't remember. But somebody had to go at the babies, and it was not pretty.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't quote me on this. I'm not much of an animal person per se, but yeah, that does seem somewhat, because if you're
Bunny-like.
Bunny-like. I mean, bunnies are very social animals, but they tend to have just like one friend kind of thing.
I always think of Monty Python when it comes to bunnies. The deadly bunny, the jackal, whatever it was, the jackalope or whatever the heck it was. Anyway, sorry, I've completely put you off. As always, I've ADHD'd you.
No, we're going for this. Like, this is it. This is everyone watching here. This is it. This is the start of the squirrel chasing right here.
That's it. Right. Join me on my squirrel chasing, Randy.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Long story short, did all that, got involved into mind reading because I really liked that. When I started to do that, it was my late 20s. I met up with a cool cat named Richard Cole, who's actually lives in the Belleville area.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's got lots of cool stuff. Yeah. Look him up, thathypnotistguy.com. It's great stuff. But I met up with him for a mentor. And just kind of like, I wanted to add this to my show. How do I do that? And one of the best things that I found in my experience, if there's something that you don't know, find somebody who's already doing it and just become their friend.
Huh.
And
I guess that makes sense.
I mean,
did you assist him?
Right? I mean, hopefully
were you interning type thing, or?
I wouldn't say assisting. Him and I just basically met up for beers. every
together,
week or so.
That's the lesson.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. Yeah. Well, I mean, him and I, we would chat back and forth for about maybe 10 minutes or so for magic, and then it was just like, so, what's going on in your life?
And was he doing this professionally?
For the hypnotist? Oh yeah, he's been doing that for the better part of. I don't want to age him here, but yeah, he's been doing it for quite some time, and this guy travels all around Canada. He's met up with some of the top people in the field, and he's got lots of things on his website as well. If you're looking to get into sort of hypnosis and things of that nature, he's got lots of things on his website there, which is really, really cool.
But I thought there was a thing where you're not supposed to give away how tricks are done or something. Isn't there like a magician's code or something?
Oh, he's not giving it away. It's definitely at a cost.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right. But, I mean, yes, you're right, and sort of. There is that magician's code where you don't share the secrets. And that was very closely guarded, when it was starting out. Mainly because, these grand illusions would happen, and if the moment you figure it out, it just, the whole thing falls apart.
Right.
I mean, I hate to ruin the magic here for you, David, but if people knew that every time you walked through that Stargate, it was just a green screen or it was cut,
I don't know what you're talking about, Randy. I don't know.
But we both know it was a real Stargate.
Of course,
yeah. They had it on loan, right?
Yeah. It's all right, everyone. The SG-1 will soon be showing up to take him away. It's fine.
Yeah. What? Jack O'Neill, what are you doing here? Anyway, Amanda Tapping's here.
Yeah, that's right. Wouldn't take much to persuade you to leave with her, I'm sure.
Not now. I don't know. She's a cool cat too.
She's amazing. She's directing. Doing a lot of directing now.
Yes, so I hear. I mean, I've met her like a handful of times, very briefly, but yeah, every time I met her, she's just class act.
Was this like work-related stuff or convention-related stuff or both?
Mix and match. Yeah, both. Yeah.
No, she's amazing. I absolutely love her. Yeah, she's just and I love that she's directing now too, because I think it's sort of it increases the inspiration for her. Of her, if that makes sense. Like the idea that there are women who went into the sciences because of her, I think it's fantastic. Now we're also, women are now aware that that there are talented, lovely, talented female directors as well, right? So you can be nice and actually succeed in this weird industry. So that's good. Well,
it is, and it is a weird industry.
All right, back to magic. Back to magic for you.
Yeah. So anyway. That scroll down. Anyway, so yes, after all of that, I got involved into mentalism, mind reading, and things of that nature, which is like naturalistic. Anyway, and I got involved into that, and I just became hooked on the idea that someone can think of something, and I can just sort of pluck it out of the air, or I can think of something myself and put it into somebody else's head. And I really liked that superpower.
You can do Inception?
Well, kind of, yeah. I don't really like to go inside people's dreams. I very much like to have them be awake during the whole process.
This terrifies me. Like, this absolutely terrifies me. The idea that someone can actually make me do something or somehow read my mind is an absolutely terrifying thing. I don't know why, because I'm not sure what I've got to hide. But that's what I'm almost nervous that they might find something I didn't know I was hiding.
Right. Well, I mean, it doesn't sort of, if there's things that you don't want anybody else to know, there are ways that we go about hiding these things. Mm-hmm. And if you're trained to look for those things, then it becomes a little bit easier for you to ascertain that a lie or deception is being had.
Right.
Right. It's rolling really high on your deception check. But yeah, I mean, it's once you know what you're looking for, it just becomes easier to spot. And one of the great example right here I can share with you, David.
Okay.
Is David, please touch your head. Right there. See, you didn't feel compelled. You didn't feel influenced. You just did it. Right.
Damn it.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay. Now go ahead and touch your nose. Very good. Very good. Okay. And now touch your elbow. See, for a moment there...
I had to think about it. I did have to think about it.
For a moment there, so for those who can't see me quite yet, I had actually touched my wrist, and that tripped him up. So he was taking not only my vocal cues of what I was saying, but he was also taking my visual cues of what I was doing. So mixing those two together...
In person, I think I would have fallen for that. In person, I think I would have fallen for it, but I think because there's a slight lag, it gives me a second to think.
Right. But even in that 1 second, just that 1 second was able to let me know that you were thinking about it. And now I know what your face is going to look like when you do need to think about things.
Right. Oh, no. You know my resting think-faced?
I just wanted to say something.
Yeah.
The thing happened again where my headphones decide to just blast out.
Whoop. And then disappear.
Wait.
And for my next trick,
that's it. Yep, exactly. That's Randy playing with the volume control on your headset right now. Did you try that setting in Windows? You went in and made sure that it was the someone had said it was the, what was it like?
Yeah, I checked it. I think I need to do a factory reset soon.
Yikes. Okay. Hey, we got Bag of Chips.
Hey, Bag of Chips.
Bag of Chips is the person who I think would probably take the greatest interest in, well, other than me, obviously, in the voiceover side of stuff. Bag of Chips, Randy is not only just the Magic Man; he's also a professional voiceover actor.
Oh, cool.
So we'll once we've talked magic and he's made me touch the wrong parts of my anatomy, I will we'll have to talk some voiceover stuff. Because Bag of Chips, this is something that, like, you're considering voiceover acting as a possible, as something to do, right?
Yes, I am.
Got it. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. All right.
Very cool.
Okay, so you've almost convinced me to touch my wrist instead of my ankle.
Yeah.
Instead of my ankle. There you go. God, instead of my elbow.
Now I've tripped you up and completely made you disassociate.
It doesn't take
parts
much.
Go where?
It does not take much to throw me off.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me just tell you, later on, it's going to be very interesting for you to go to the bathroom. Enough said.
Oh, God.
All right.
Oh.
So.
All right.
What's this? My brother, who is kind enough to allow me to use his HD camera here. Because, I mean, if we're going to show all of this coolness, we got to have it in HD.
It's so funny. It's HD, but for some reason it's still, Discord is not doing us any, you know what, is there a way to change the resolution? I'm going to look here. Show non-video. No. Is there some way of changing it? Sorry, did you have a suggestion, Wolf Pup?
I think it is. It's not like it would be HD. It's just its frame rate. It's really messing up at the moment.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? I'm just wondering if there's something else I could be doing that could make it, because we can see you. It's just not. It's definitely not HD, shall we say? Apparently, I don't know my arse from my elbow, according to Medusa Candy. That's what basically you've managed to do. I know.
That's me.
Hey, we got Iron Ham in here too.
Told if I shut the blinds.
Hi.
How you doing, buddy?
Come on.
Good.
Yeah. Randy, we're just trying to figure out, does anyone know if there's a way of upping the resolution for Randy here? For some reason, Randy's video is not as high res as his camera.
I don't like that.
Which is weird. It does. It feels compressed, doesn't it? It looks like those stop frame skeletons from the 80s movie. Oh my God, you look like a Harryhausen movie.
It's not high frame for me too, so it's not you, Dad.
Do I look high resolution to you?
Uh-huh.
I do.
Huh. Oh no! Oh God, no! No, you look like pixelated.
Pixelated? I'm looking at the stream. I don't look pixelated.
I'm not pixelated, Baz.
Oh, they're Discord restrictions? No. Oh no, do I have to get Nitro?
No, he would need to get Nitro for...
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, that looks better. Wait a second. Oh no, it doesn't. It just looks smaller. All right. You know what? It sounds like this is a Discord thing. Does that make sense, Randy?
Yes.
Which is kind of weird though, because like Discord is, I guess most people use it for audio, right? Is that like Bandits? Do you mainly use Discord for audio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured as much. All right. Anyways, I guess this is what we got. This is what we're going with.
This is what we got.
So
Let's take what we have and make what we need.
and we'll run with it. Perfect. All right. So, okay. So do we want to, now that we've got sort of the majority of our, we'll see, people drop in whenever they drop in. So I say, let's jump in. Let's get some, I want to learn some magic.
All right. So, everyone can see me on the interwebs now?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll move this over the way so I can see better.
Fantastic. So, first off, let me just say hello to all of the bandits out there. That's right. Don't shout out all at once. But there it is. That's right. Hello. I am Randy the Magic Man. That's right. I was a magic boy for the longest time, but now I'm a magic man. It's just how age works. But I do want to share with you guys a couple of cool basic magic tricks. So these are, I can't stress this stuff, these are the basic level sort of stuff. But you can take these little techniques and build on them to do things that you've seen on television, do things that you've seen in cool films and things of that nature. A lot of these things that I will be showing you, you can, a lot of people can find that out on randythemagicman.com/Zoom, right there.
Ooh,
and
okay.
yeah, that's right. So that leads you to a lovely little registration thing. You just type in your name, your email, and all that fun stuff. You get an email from me, and we move forward with some cool Zoom lessons, which is very neat and awesome. So do check that out. randythemagicman.com/Zoom. Anyway, so I wanted to share with you guys a couple of things here. Let me just pull up my list, because if I don't have a list, then I am going to be lost for the whole day.
Good man.
All right. All right. So first of all, here we go. It's right here in my pocket. So first of all, I want you all to have something very small that you can held in your hand. Right here, I have a coin. This is actually, you guys get a cool look at that. This is actually an American $50. So, you know, you can do something like this, or you can do that crazy, crazy Canadian currency. You can grab yourself a loonie or another loonie, I guess. But, I mean, that to me is a bit weird, I think, is that Canadian currency. I mean, we're loonies, right? Ooh, what do we have there, David?
This is like this is a friend of mine, and he makes his own coins, basically.
Nice.
And it's just like a friendship coin, like a friendship token. He gives it to people, and it just, you know, but it's a nice chunky coin. It feels magic.
Nice. I'll expect mine in the mail.
Yeah,
all right.
Raymond's, get on it. Yeah.
So anyway, have something that you can have relatively small in your hand, and place it in your hand very natural-like as if you would normally hold on to things. Very cool. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to show you it, and then I'm going to show you how it's done. Now, again, a lot of you who are watching, you're probably going to think, oh, I know how to do that. Well, that makes two of us. But here we go. Check this out. So here we go. We're going to take our lovely, I'm going to try and keep in the frame here. There we go. So we're going to take our coin here. Now, if I put the coin into this hand, it actually disappears from that hand and reappears back into the hand, which is actually very cool, very interesting. You can do this with any little small object. I'll show that to you guys once again. Here we go. Watch that. Here we go. Boom. There it is. It's gone, just like that. And pluck it out of the air, put it back in the hand, and there it is, just like that. So that's what it's going to look like. And you can do that with any small object, anything that hides comfortably in your hand, like a coin, especially when you drop it on the floor. No noise. So anyway, this is how it works. I'm sure that many of you out there know exactly how Spider-Man gets the webs out of his hands, right? That hand motion that he does, this thing, right? Right? Everybody knows that.
Got it.
I wasn't too sure what that was, David.
I don't know what
yeah.
that, I feel like I think it's a carpal tunnel thing.
Could be. But yeah, it's just this move right here. The I love you or the Spider-Man, whichever way you want to go. Now, if you place a coin inside of your hand and you do that motion, it actually puts it on top of the coin, which means you can turn your hand around, shake it all about, do the hokey pokey, and that thing will still be in your hands. Now, this is where the acting comes in. David, you may have a little trouble with this.
Yeah, I probably will.
But anyway, we take this, take our coin, we then bring it in with our fingers like this, and then we pretend to put it in the other hand. Now, the best way to pretend to put it in the other hand is first actually put it in the other hand. Note what it looks like. Note what this hand is doing. This is known as blocking in the television industry. This is the viewer. This is the talent. So really put that coin into your hand. Notice what happens with this hand. This hand turns over, and this hand closes. Turns over, closes. Turns over, closes. And I'm pointing, making that gesture all the same. Now, couple that with placing your fingers over that coin, just like so, and now what you have is this. So now it looks to all the world that you have dropped a coin into the other hand. So it's here, there. 1, 2. Now, I do have a 5-step program on how to make coins disappear. That, of course, is the method. Now, there's an old saying that when a spectator figures 10% of a trick out, they think they know all of it. But when a magician figures 10% of a trick, they have no clue. And this is where it all comes together. So now we've got our coin. We have it here. We show it here. We toss it into the other hand back and forth to give that sort of natural back and forth. We then do the move. Now this is called the rhythm of 3. So 1, 2, and then on the third time you're doing that Spider-Man move where you pretend to put it in the other hand. Now this is 1, 2. 3 is you have this hand looks awfully unnatural by doing this, and I'm trying to keep in the frame here, but it looks awfully unnatural holding your hand like this, right? After just tossing. I mean, if you really were to toss something out from the other hand, push it into the other hand, and you just notice it there, or if I really put it in the other hand, and I hold this hand up, this hand actually drops down and becomes unimportant, right? And it should look like that when you really do the trick. So here we go. This is 1, 2, 3. This hand with the coin drops down to your side. This hand, 4, comes up like this, and 5 opens up to show that it is gone. So that is 5 steps right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. Now, when anything does disappear, things have to come back. So this is how you get that. So again, we're moving through our motions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The coin is gone. To bring it back, it's still in this hand. This is a really cool thing. Now, this is actually the technique that you should be, that you will be using here, and it's actually known as classic palm. Now, this is, of course, is a terminology that you guys can go ahead and look up all these really cool books, go to your local library, or check out online. But it's classic palm. And basically what it means is that the hand, the thumb and the pinky, kind of squish together and hold that coin in place. So when I turn my hand around, it's still there. So there. Go through the motions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we turn the hand here. By bringing up our fingers just like this, we do something called a retention of vanish, or vision. Retention of vanish. Let me try that again in English. Here we go. Retention of vision. And just by curling up the fingers just so lightly, you can't actually see my palm. Just by doing from here to here, this creates another form of blocking, right? So if I have it here in my hand in that classic palm, and I've made it disappear, boom, I turn the hand over, curl up the fingers, and as I'm coming over to pluck it out of the air, it's still there in my hand, as I'm coming over to pluck it out of the air, I'm letting it drop. Now this is I'm trying to like show it here and explain, but you let it drop into the other hand as you reach forward. Now, all of this has to happen in a split second. So you've got it here, it's down here, holding your hand out, and you reach forward, careful not to do this, right? Because you don't want to see that. Yeah, so again, block. That's right. But bring this hand down just a little bit as it's coming out, almost like there's a weight on your fingertips, and you're just kind of dragging that hand through the air. And the moment it comes up in contact and just passes those fingers, let the coin drop. Now this right here is the perfect cover for this, letting that coin drop. Now with practice, it won't fall out of your hand and land on the table. But with practice, when you bring it forward, you come in, reach forward. Now from here, it's the coin was still in your hand. You let it drop, and now you need to show that hand empty. So you bring it forward like this. So now that you have it here, the coin is now resting comfortably in this hand, to which all you have to do, snap, and then show the coin. So now all together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn the hand over, place the coin to the other hand, reach forward, pluck it in there, and snap. There's the coin. Yes, you can applaud now.
Wow. Oh my God, there's a lot going on. I get confused. I love that. I love the block though with the hands, with the fingers. That's genius.
Yeah.
So you've got it there.
That's right. Yeah.
There, I go like this, empty.
That's right. Yeah. And don't be afraid, David, there, because when you're coming here, it's almost like I'm seeing sort of this, almost like you're bringing the hands together and letting. Don't be afraid to just let it fall. I mean, a good. There we go.
I need to get a bandana or something so I can hide my face and show you the magic thing that I have from Honda.
You just point your camera at your hands if you want, Vipub.
Yeah, Mr. Hand style. But yeah, I mean, now I'm going to say the first 20, 30 times, if this is relatively new skill for you, the first 20, 30 times, it's going to fall. It's going to land on your hand. You're going to forget which hand goes where. You're going to actually put the coin in there, and you're going to open it up, and oh no.
Right.
First 20 times is going to happen. However, just like running lines or learning a new skill, anything, repetition. Just keep doing it. Practice in front of a mirror, in fact. Or, if you do have the capabilities, get yourself a camera. Put it up there, film it, and then do your best. I know there's programs out there that you can run it at slow speed, and then watch it in slow speed, and just watch what your hand is doing every step of the way. Now, another key thing here. Now, all of this is going on just for a simple coin vanish, by the way. But all of this is going on now. Psychology of this whole thing is that we tend to look in the direction of whatever hand has the object.
Right.
So if I go here and I go like this, my face and everything is suggesting the coin is still here, which it really is. So I have to pretend, not just with my hands, but with my whole body, and really bring that focus over here. So when I have it here, 1, 2, 3, 3 hand goes down. This is no longer important. I don't care about this hand. It's dropping down to the side. I'm now putting all focus on this. And then it's gone. And then bringing it forward. as if you can physically see that coin sitting right there, and pluck it out of the air, land it into the hand, just like that.
Cool.
Look at that. The amazing David, everyone. Yes!
I
all
love
clap
that.
at once. Yeah.
I thought the tip of the video and the slow motion is brilliant though, because you could take an iPhone and just film yourself in slow motion, and you'd be able to see exactly where the possible places are that people could see you screwing up. Not you screwing up, but me screwing
Exactly.
up.
Well, that's the thing, is
still
we all,
practice that every day?
every magician out there. Every chance I get, like honestly, it's almost become habit now. Anytime I have a coin in my hand, I just kind of do it, and without even thinking. And there was a teller of Penn and Teller. He said this thing is called utterly pointless magic, where you make a coin disappear, and it's in the hand. Now that to me, to the outside viewer, it just looks like I'm putting a coin into my hand. But what's really going on is I'm vanishing it, putting it into my hand, and then having it there, but all in that same motion of, there it is. That complex thing of me putting the coin in the hand is actually a seriously complex illusion that only I can know, right? That only I experience.
Huh.
So yeah, that's making a coin or anything small disappear. This works great if you're at school and you have those little pink erasers. Beautifully. That works so well. The contrast against your skin with those things is so good. And not to mention that they're rubber, so when you're doing that sort of classic palm, they really hold in there very, very well.
Oh, right.
You can do this, of course, with poker
better.
chips. Exactly. You can do this with poker chips, which is really good. I don't recommend doing it at the casino. You may get kicked out. But
Yeah,
But,
palming
yeah,
chips at the casino could be a bad idea.
never a good plan. But yes, all of that.
So for
that is
Canadians
just
here-
the tip of the iceberg.
For Canadians here, what is the best coin for our tech bandits? All of whom I think, except Jefferson, who's not here, are in Canada. What is the best coin, would you say, for us to start with? A bigger coin or a smaller coin? Like a loonie, a toonie, or a quarter? What do you think?
Dime.
A dime would be tough, though, wouldn't it? 'Cause it's so small.
See, here's the thing. The smaller the coin, the more you have to put that pressure on for the classic palm there. The best thing to do is I actually, you can go to the coin shops and things like that. These things, American $half, despite the fact calling them a $half, they're actually a bit more than $1 Canadian. And these are American $half, so that's like $40 Canadian. So who knows, right? But yeah, pick up one of these from that. You can even go to any magic shop. In fact, there's actually a magic shop in Toronto that you guys can check out. Browser's Den. I do recommend that. Very cool stuff.
Browser's
Tell
Den.
Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Tell Jeff I said that I sent you. You won't get a discount or anything, but he'll just know.
Right.
But yeah, the bigger the coin, the better. Practice with a poker chip because they're a bit wider, and you have that wide surface. And then start working your way down. I would say like the cap. Maybe work yourself down to about a quarter size. When you get down to a dime size, there's other methods that you can be using to vanish smaller items. But when I find there's like this ratio. The smaller the coin, the easier it is to hide in your hand, which people, they're not idiots. Well, the majority, which is only 51%, folks. But the majority of people understand that if it's small enough to hide in your hand, that's what you're doing.
Probably what you're doing. Right.
Right? So if you have that big coin, it's almost like there's no place else it can go. It absolutely has to stay right there. Where did it go? It absolutely has to go there.
Okay.
So I would suggest, starting with a bigger coin for that. Yeah. So starting off here, any questions? Anybody having problems with any of the techniques in there?
Did anyone succeed?
I just wanted to ask, is this like muscle memory for you?
Is it muscle memory? Kind of. It has to do with a lot of actual memory. But I think it's. I've just been doing it for so long that it's just habit. Like anytime that you've picked up a pencil, you know that to curl your hand around and put pressure on it. Like you just know. You don't have to think about it anymore. the fact right now, if I actually say the word blink, the interesting thing right now is that you're not going to blink at all. And the fact that I've said that, it means you're going to blink too much and not have any idea what to do with your eyes. But this is all natural things, right? The more you do it, the more it just becomes that natural sort of thing. So yes and no. Yes, it's a bit muscle memory where the hands are moving in tandem with each other and doing all of that. But it's really about just repetition. The more you do it, the better you become.
Like anything. It's amazing how good you are at things that you do a lot.
That's right. That's right.
Fantastic. Were there questions? All right, let's see if there's any.
Yeah, let's check out the chat.
Wow. Chi Groutman says that most people can lose one sock. They can lose two.
What?
Whoa.
My best trick is making scissors disappear, even though I own 20 pairs because I never find the scissors. Where do they go? I'm seeing a lot of jokes about people missing things, losing things. A lot of jokes about people.
Okay, so we'll cut there for a second. Oh, yes. So we'll cut there for a second just because my squirrel brain is going, I got to jump on that. When you're saying that you're missing things, the best thing to do, and this is sort of like a memory thing, right? The best thing to do when you set something down, pretend it just suddenly bursts into fire. Look at it. Imagine that it is bursting into fire. Imagine that panic you would feel as if it was actually bursting on fire. Oh, no, it's on fire. It's going to burn my desk. It's going to burn that. And then walk away. And then when you come back and you say, okay, where's the scissors? Don't think about that. Think about, where is that thing that was on fire? Oh, it's right here. Like it triggers so many things that's in your head, right? So yeah. So because anytime that we try to look for things, try actually implies failure. So the more you try, the less you actually sort of succeed, right? You don't succeed until you do succeed. Like if you try to jump, you don't go anywhere. But if you jump, you do, right?
Right.
So the word try implies failure, and psychologically in our own heads, if you're going, I'm trying to find this thing and I can't, that's because you're trying. Now, actually find them. Oh, okay, they're right here.
See that, Dad?
Everything just...
Don't try.
Oh, thanks, Baz. Thanks for the tip, Baz.
Yeah.
That's interesting, though.
Or do not.
But did you notice that? But Baz, this is a neat thing, though. Like, this might be good for Mom too, because we're always like, I lose my glasses probably 4 or 5 times a minute. So you're saying that if they're on fire, I'm gonna remember that it's, oh my God, it's burning my shirt because I'm hanging it from my shirt. Oh my God, it's burning that computer that I just put it on. I'm gonna try that because I think that's genius. Is there a what's that called?
And what? Well, it's just it's sort of it's like mental hooks. So we attribute one thing happening to another. So it's kind of like a mental hook. You basically think of one thing, fire, danger, and this associates to all the different parts in your brain, right? All straight down to the lizard brain where it's, oh, fire, bad, to, this is something I need to recall. And then everything just kind of, it's like it just hacks your brain, that everything just becomes, you're more aware of it, because the moment this is what happens. It's usually, for me as well, whenever I'm setting my glasses down or I've placed my hat down or something like that, I'm doing it absentmindedly. I'm like, these things are in the way, I have to focus on this. So that part of me putting my glasses down gets deleted, and because it's not important to what I'm working on right there. But the moment I take them off, and this is usually what I do, the moment I take them off, I look at them, and I go, I put them on there, I imagine, for myself, it's fire. You can imagine anything dangerous happening to them.
Ooh, it's or suddenly horsehair worms.
Right? Yes.
There you go.
Right? It's just suddenly, there it is. So now, actively place them down. Place them down. Imagine that those hair worms are coming out of it. Oh, that's irking you in every sense. And then go back to what you're doing, right? Because the truth is that we can't really multitask. We tend to do one thing here, one thing here, one thing here, one thing here, but it's never truly multitasking, right? So
you're actually stopping to do different things, even though but you're just doing it quickly enough that you feel like you're doing multiple things.
Exactly.
What if you're juggling and eating at the exact same time?
Juggling and eating at the same
time?
And...
Are you eating the juggling balls?
Yes.
I would like to see you do this.
Yeah, same.
Deal.
Well, there's
one time I didn't bring my juggling balls.
Isn't there? There's also a difference though in the type of the parts of the brain that you're using, right? So if juggling becomes something that becomes like almost instinctive to you, you can push that down and not have to think about it. In fact, if you start thinking about juggling, you may even drop the balls, right?
But yeah, I mean, it's just like walking. We don't when we're walking, we don't go left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. We just walk. We have a destination in mind, and our feet and body just kind of do the work. But the moment that you start thinking about, like, everybody's had this experience where somebody else is walking towards you, and then you're like, am I walking right? And then you do this like weird limp thing as you're walking just to try and like maintain a straight path. But you're become self-conscious of how you're walking. Therefore, you're thinking about what you're doing, which, thinking about automatic processes or processes is what trips them up because they are automatic.
It's stairs for me. I find I'll be on the stairs. If I suddenly think, oh, which foot did I? That's it. You're done. Then then you're like basically hurtling down the stairs at great speed.
I can go upstairs normally, but the thing that gets me is walking down the stairs. I have a lot of the times, I have put my bottom of my foot, my heel, I think it is, and I put it too far over the stair, and I just fall.
And then it slips. Yeah. Let me do a couple of quick shout-outs, just because people have done us the kindness of subscribing. So PG Wipeout. Remember Wipeout
And rating
Fast? I used
us.
to love Wipeout. Thank you very much, PG Wipeout. There was a raid from Nathalie's Winter. Thank you very much. And is there other ones? I should thank James Gurney for doing some fantastic modding. And of course, Cal for doing the same. And let me just make sure I've not missed anyone else. There you go. Great. Good. Fantastic. All yours. Randy, what are we up to? What's next? So we're going to go and practice this now. We just need to keep practicing this until we get really good at it.
We'll see you next week.
For sure. And if anybody has any... That's it. That's all my time. Unfortunately, David couldn't afford me. This is all the time you got. No. Practice on your own. If you guys have any hang-ups, by all means, randythemagicman.com. Go there, click the contact thing there, and just send me an email. I'll be happy to send you off an instructional video, or even just walk you through it through Zoom or something like that, right? So just let me know. I'll be happy to work with you to build your skill. And I mean, this is how I know you're genuinely interested, right?
Right.
All right. So next up on the docket. Oh, yes. Okay. So I have here. Now, if you've noticed so far that these are all tricks with things that you would find around the house. This is your commonly known as a hairband, an elastic band, things that go in your hair, right? So this is actually a little less complex than the coin Vanish, but it uses more of the theatrics. So there's sort of that balance there. So here we go. If I take the elastic right here and I hold it on these two right here, and if I just kind of shake my hand just a little bit, actually if I blow, it actually shoots from these two fingers right to the other side. I'll do that once again. Here we go. Watch. It's on these two right here. Watch very carefully. Now watch. If I take it just like this and blow, it then shoots to the other side, right? Very cool indeed. Watch. I can even do it like this. I can take it from the bottom here and actually suck it back up, and now it goes back to the top, which is very, very cool. Now, many of you out there probably know how this is done, and that makes both of us. But for those who do not, here's how it's done. It's very cool, very cool. So, elastic band. I find getting the elastic, like the ones that the elastic bands, like the actual rubber bands, they work better. But if you've got yourself a hair tie, bang, you've got this, right? Oh, look at that, bang, look at that.
Here's the sad thing. It was sitting on the floor, and I remember it being there from before. That's all. Yeah.
Ah, see, you didn't have the memory until you needed it. There
Exactly.
it is. So here's how it's done. First, you actually genuinely put it on the first two fingers, your peace sign hands, peace and love. But you place it right there, right there. Now, this is where it starts off. You really have to show your hands back in front to really sell the idea that it is really there. Now, here's what I like to do. And this is just my personal preference. If you take your hand and flip it around like this, the elastic band from their perspective already sort of jumps from finger to finger, right? So what I like to do here is when I'm showing this side, I like to kind of keep these fingers in place and rotate the hand around that. So from that visual, the elastic band stays exactly in the same space where it is. This will, of course, sell the idea that it is really there, and it genuinely really is on those two fingers. Now, here comes the setup. The setup involves a little bit of misdirection. So you have this, you've got your elastic band, and now the misdirection comes in. So now both hands are going to come close to each other, and I've already set it up right there. But here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to, from behind, I'm going to get real close to my microphone. I'm going to sound manly and deep here. But from here, you take the elastic band and pull it down like this. So pull it right down towards your wrist. Right there. Yeah, your actual wrist, David. Yeah, not your elbow. Good. So now we have here. Now you're going to take your fingers, and you're actually going to, this loop that you've created, your fingers are actually going to go inside that loop. Now be very careful that it doesn't fly off the edge here on the top of your hands, but it's just there, just like on the bottom part, like this. Now if you look at the top of your hand, it will actually look like it's there on those two fingers. That looks genuine. And then from the behind, it's here, right across all four. It's your index, David. There it is. All right, perfect.
This elastic's a little tight. Yeah.
It's okay. It's not the first time someone said that. All right. So here we go. We take it like this. And now the magic, the illusion, is just this. Open your hand. And it will shoot. Look at that. Onto the other side, just like that. It will just shoot. So from here and shoot. Just opening your hand. Now, here comes the bit of the theatrics to it. You have to sell it, because if you just do this, you go up to someone and say, look, here's an elastic band. What's there? You've just opened up your hand. People are not idiots. They see that. They know exactly what's happening. There's actually a magician that was based out of Toronto named Di Vernon. Actually, his name was actually David Werner, but due to a mishap with his poster, he referred to himself as Di, D-A-I, Vernon. So, with that, he was known as the professor, and one of the things that he said was that a large action covers a small action. So here, if we take it like this, now to get that elastic band, because you don't want to go up to somebody and say like, 1 second, let me get the elastic set up.
Which is what I'm doing.
You want to do that,
yeah.
right? Here's what you do. So you've shown this here. Now, when you bring your hand back, both hands come around, and now this is a little add-on that I like to add, is take that elastic band, run it around your fingers to show that it really is on there, because the only way that it can do this is remain taut and held on to the other side as if it really was on those two fingers. Now when you bring it back to the back of here, you've got that brilliant blocking, that brilliant cover, so because they only see the front of your hand, you just have it like this, close your hand in front of it like that. So now instead of so much pulling it down, you're kind of pulling it out like this. And then all the fingers curl in like this. So it's here. Now watch. Boom. Just like that. I mean, it's super fast. It's quick. It's boom, boom. And then here. I like to have it like this. Twirl the hands around. And boom. Just like that. Now it's all set up. Ready to go. So now, here comes the large action. The large action is me shaking my hand or something like that, shaking it around or calling attention to me by blowing on it, just that brief moment. Because the larger action of shaking your hand will cover the smaller action of you opening your hand. So now we've got this, mixing the two together, it's 1, 2, 3, and you don't see the hand opening, and all you see is that elastic just shoot. Right from the two fingers where it needs to go. So just 1, 2, 3, and it just looks like it shoots. Now, here's another thing that I like to do when I'm performing this is same thing with when you're turning your hands like this to keep it in that same space. Do the same thing when you're shaking it from here to here. So now, if you know that the elastic is here, you want to shake your hand and end your hand just a little bit higher so that it's not the elastic that moved, it was your hand that moved, and somehow the elastic was able to stay in the same space. So if I have it like this and just shoot it up, it looks like my hand just kind of shot right through, impossibly through the elastic, while it remained suspended in the air. So it's just from here and boom, just like that. And it just, all the world, it looks like that elastic just jumps. Boom. Now, of course, mixing that with the theatrics of me blowing on it and like that, and just having it go down, so it's 1, 2, just like that, and it just looks like it blows down. Now, the brilliant thing about this trick is that if you can do it one way, going from top to bottom, you can do it the other way. So now that it's on the bottom 2 fingers, you can do that same move, bring it, pull it back, get those fingers inside, and now you have the ability to reverse that effect. And now it shoots up, just like that. Brilliant. Pretty cool, huh? All right, David, what do we got?
I've managed to tie my hands in a knot.
Yeah.
I got it going one way.
You have.
I got it going one way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the one. So it's the set. I think I've screwed up the setup. Okay, so I've got it on here. I had to tie knots in my thing, which is making it difficult. But
fair enough.
Okay, so I've got this. I've got it on
so
like
here,
that. Then my hand goes
pulling it down. Yeah, pull it down, and then all the fingers go inside.
That's it.
Yeah, all the fingers go inside. That's it.
That's it.
And now, yeah, just keep it so it rides on that top there, and then just open your hand.
I just go 1, 2, 3. There you go. Look at that.
Hey, there it is. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, the magical.
That's
I'll stick with Magic Boy right now. I'm not sure I've got to Magic Man yet, but yes, that is okay. So that's something I can definitely practice.
Right? I mean, you spent 15 minutes watching a video on it, so you should be a master by now, right?
Exactly. All right.
All right. So yes, these are the objects that you can just find anywhere in your house, right? Something small, an elastic band, and while you're at school, I mean, many of if you're hanging out with some of the girls, they always have hair done up mainly because it's to prevent like things like lice and things like that. Many girls have their hair tied up, but at the end of the day, it's relaxing time. They take the handband out and you say, "Hello, can I just show you something?" And boom, right then and there. It happens. It works. It's a great way to.
Now I have this image. I have this image of lice being flicked across the room now when you do the snap from one finger together. That's the only problem with that.
Wow.
But I'm a little uptight about the bugs.
Me too.
You know what? This is also a great disappearing trick for us because it's going to be all of Jane's hair bands are going to be missing, aren't they, Baz?
Yeah.
Just remember, when you put them down, set them on fire or have hairworms, right?
I think I might try the hairworms. The horse hairworms. Vibe Pup gave me nightmares with them. All right, that is cool. Okay, fantastic. All right. Does that have a name?
I can't.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, go for
I
it.
can't
Vibe
get
Pup.
over
The elastic band trick. There you go.
What Vibe
not
Pup?
creative.
What were you going to say?
I said I can't get over how I actually gave you nightmares because of a hairworm.
Yep, I blame you.
That's the one thing I've done today.
There we
Nice.
go. The amazing David. There it is.
That's
Yeah.
the one
See now,
big
David,
thing
you've
I've
got
done.
way more context than me.
What was that?
Yeah, David, you've got way more context than me, so there's a chance you might steal my business, so we can't have that.
That's right.
I think the lesson's off the step here, folks.
Quickly, shut it down. Shut it down.
But yeah, so shut it down. What's that? Yeah, David Hewlett House. Yeah,
Destroy the planet.
All right, perfect. It's the fastest way. All right. So this next one that I'll show
There's
you guys
more?
here, and then after that we can sort of chat about some other things. There's more. One more, in fact. Well, actually, here's the thing. Because I share the same ADHD, and I think I've earned that H. I think I really did. But just because I tend to over-prepare, and for me, I've got like 20 tricks here ready to go, and I'm like, no, we're not going to use all of that. But for me, it's like I got to over-prepare because there's going to be a moment where I'm just going to like go off on a tangent or something, and I'm like, no,
there
I
could
got
be
to
a good segue. Yeah, there could be like a really good segue. You're like, oh, that's the trick for me. Okay, all right.
Right. So here's one more thing that we have is an ordinary handheld spoon. Right here, ordinary handheld spoon. This is in fact a teaspoon. Teaspoon for tea, right?
Jolly
Yes,
good.
indeed.
I have tea somewhere.
right? And I'm sure everyone has a spoon somewhere or can access a spoon. Now, the only thing is this right here. All of you tech bandits, I'm going to need your help on this one. So first, right now, we need to come up with a cool magic word. Let me hear you nice and loud. Let's hear it.
John.
W.
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 John.
What was bag of chips? What did you say?
John.
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 John. I like it.
John. John is a magic word, yes.
Wait.
Magical word, John.
I need to announce something. The letter of the day is L.
Thank you very much, Wolf.
Ooh,
Pup. That's
okay.
good to know.
Well, let's use all of your suggestions. So we've got a letter L, and then we've got like a John in there. So maybe like lawn.
Lawn. Got it. Lawn.
Lawn's a great one. So now we're using all of us, right? All right, so we've got an handheld spoon. Here is what I need you all to do. First of all, I want you to notice here that if I hold it right here, notice how rigid it is. Notice because it is, in fact, metal. So notice how rigid it is. But the moment that you guys shout out, and in the comments, I want to see them fly up right here too as well. I want you all to say the word lawn. It is, of course, spelt like John, but with an L. L-O-H-N.
L-O-H-N.
Say it right now.
Lawn.
There we go. Just like that. You actually now can see the rigidity has now suddenly gone into almost a jello-like state. Lord. So much so that it actually looks like it's beginning to wobble. Now, here's the cool thing. Okay, now watch. Now, that's not all, folks. Now, watch. Here's the cool thing. If you guys actually say the word lawn one more time, watch what happens to the spoon. Ready? Say it on the count of 3. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2. I need everybody in the chat to do it as well. Ready? 1, 2. All the tech bandits as well. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let me
Lawn.
Just like that. Now watch.
Lawn.
Watch the spoon. You can actually see the spoon now. It's actually starting to go. There it is. Yep, there it goes. There it goes. It's actually, yep, indeed. It has indeed bent. And you can actually see that this is, in fact, a very rigid spoon. It is, in fact, a metal spoon here as well. And I can't, here we go, ting it off my ring. There it is. And there, just like that, you guys have used the power of words to bend an ordinary household spoon.
Baz, you're
now,
not
it
allowed
takes
to
a
do
little
this.
bit of... It takes a little bit of an extra thing here. But here we go. That is how you do that trick. Oh, you want me to actually show you how? Here we go. Check this out. So this is your ordinary handheld spoon. Now, everybody in the world has probably come across this lovely rubber pencil trick. I like to have that as a starting effect because it sort of loosens up the spoon a little bit. But really, what's really going on, and this is in fact a real metal spoon, but what's really going on here is that I started off by just holding it at the very end, like this, and just wiggling a little bit. But not only do I wiggle it, but I move up and down with my hand. This creates this lovely rubber spoon effect. Ooh. Right? So now it's a cool rubber spoon effect. That's very neat. You can do this, of course, with a pencil or anything like a pen. Ah, look at that. Oh, my goodness. David, wow.
Yeah.
I'm taken aback by this.
Rubbery pens.
You're definitely getting another super chat from me the next time you do Burn It On. Nice. All right, here we go. So now, here's what happens. I've got the spoon, and the whole time I'm holding it like this, straight on. And even when I'm switching my hands, it's straight on like this. And that's for a reason. So once I've done this, and you see that it is straight, and it's rigid, and then suddenly it turns into that rubber, I then hold it like this. Now came in the misdirection of me asking you guys for a magic word. The magic word, of course, was lawn, L-O-H-N. That's actually up there now. It's not going to leave my head. But tomorrow morning I wake up and yell lawn for no reason. But this is all in here. Now, this is right here. This position right here is where you need to be in. The whole hand covers up the bottom of the spoon. And then the thumb comes up and holds on to the bowl of the spoon. That is what's that called? Yeah, the bowl.
That sounds good.
All right.
Yeah.
Right? So now what you're doing is creating, oh, I love these words, these signs. You're creating a fulcrum point. I'm sure you guys know what that is. Here we go.
No.
So this finger right here, well, it's a point where you can pivot something, right? So you have it, this finger, your main finger, or the first finger. The pointing finger, that you've been bad. Anyway, you take this and you bring it like this. Hold it against this part of the spoon. Now, with this part resting up against your hand, just like this, you can actually apply pressure with your thumb, pull back on your finger, and you can actually bend the spoon with just your thumb. So, doing this really, really quick, slowly here. So it's here, the hands are going back and forth. I'm then getting a magic word. The other hand brings forward, and I'm, pointing and gesturing over here, which kind of takes your focus off the spoon for just a split second, and that's all I need is that split second to hold on to it and bend the spoon like this. So this is actually what it looks like. So I've got the spoon here, I'm bringing it back and forth here, and I can say, yes, okay, good, and just like that, I've bent the spoon. It's done. Like, it's already ready to go.
Huh.
Now, so, in that move, once I've bent the spoon, I'm going to bring it back up into focus, but this time I'm going to trade off hands. Now, by covering it, like it's already bent here, but by covering it with two fingers here in front, that depth, forced perspective creates that illusion that it is still a straight spoon. It's still there because you can't see the bend. So now, again, we go back to Di Vernon, where a large action covers a small. The larger action of me waving the spoon back and forth is actually covering the smaller action of me just doing this, tilting the spoon forward. That's all I'm doing. It's just tilting it forward. So as I'm wiggling it, I'm tilting it forward, and it just looks like to all the world that metal piece is just melting down right in front of their eyes.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing. Just look at that. Look how, that even fools me that I'm looking at the,
I was going to say,
screen
you don't see your hand dipping on that.
Right? And it's just that larger action. Because, see, what happens is that my hand's going back and forth like this. So that sort of wrist action, right? And every time that I'm positioning, I go a little bit forward and a little bit forward and a little bit forward and a little bit forward to the point you don't know where I started or where I'm going to end up. And it's just that beautiful, there it is, right there, right? So now you've got this, you've bent it down, and the best illusion in the world. This looks here, it looks bent, and then you turn it like this and just see that crazy angle. Oh, yes. What is this? This is not an acute. It's an obtuse angle? Yeah, because here. Perfect. Right. See, we're learning.
This is the obtuse angle, Baz. Go on. You know this one.
The wide
The
one.
big one.
The wide one, right. Got it.
right.
Got it. The
Right.
big one. Got it. Okay.
That's right. So this is an obtuse, and this is an acute. I'm the cute.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's going to need some work.
I'm a magician, not a
Not a
whatever the
fashion
guy
model.
says.
Yeah.
That's right. You want a fashion? You want me to be a fashion model? You definitely gotta pay a little bit more for these lessons. But anyway, yeah, you've got that lovely, lovely bent spoon effect. Now, here's the thing: is that it really is bent. So don't go off and bend all your mother's silverware. She will have you over her knee in no time. Trust me, I know this. I grew up doing this.
Or
stuff.
find an old spoon. You got to find old spoons. We may have some old spoons,
So-
Baz.
The best thing actually that I find is actually go to the dollar store, the pound shops, those things, right? And these things, you can buy cheap spoons, a whole pack of them, for like $1, you know? And I find that oh, go ahead.
I wanted to ask, can you do this with the plastic spoons? That would be a lot
I think they would break. They would snap.
Yeah, the metal, because it is the big, huge scientific word is malleable, means that it can bend, right? And unfortunately, plastic spoons are, in fact, very rigid, that if you were to bend them, they would either snap or they'd get those creases in there. So you get this weird effect where the spoon has bent, but then suddenly it starts going back up for a second. And everybody knows that if you've bent plastic, it does generally want to take its original shape. So having this lovely effect with a metal spoon, again, you can go to the dollar store. What is it? Dollar Tree or Dollar Store?
Dollarama.
Dollarama.
Yeah.
Right? So depending where you are, pound shop in England.
Or the pound shop. Ah, there you go. Yeah.
right? So yeah, pick up a whole packages of these. The metal spoons there, the cheap ones, are actually easier to bend, and you can, as opposed to like the really good sets. Like I have this one here. This is actually a really good set that I probably shouldn't be bending. But
Is that your
here we
brother's
go.
spoon?
No, this is actually mine. I
Okay,
brought this
all
one
right,
from
good.
home. But yeah, no, yeah, this is just the one that I've been using for years. I just I love the way that it handles. I love the way that it that even when I hand this one out, it's still kind of tough to bend back. So even if I hand it to a child or something like that, they're still kind of like, it's very hard to do.
Right.
So if it was very hard for them to unbend it, it must be very hard for me to bend it with my mind.
How many?
But anyway.
How many bent spoons have you over the years? I mean, did you wreck your parents' spoons in this in a bit?
Oh yeah. Younger, I mean, I was bending the crunch berries out of them. One of the things that I find too is if you bend them and then bend them back and bend them forward and bend them back, the metal will heat up and then snap the spoon. And now you've just got a bowl and stem, which is just terrible. You don't want any of that.
Yes.
So then at that point, it's the ultimate stir stick, but it's a terrible spoon. Right. But yeah, go to the dollar store, get a cheap one, and practice on that. And not to condone this in any way, shape, or form, but this has gotten me a few restaurant gigs. Is when you're out eating, right? Just pick up the spoon, ask the waitress, and boom, bend it right in front of her, and then politely bend it back, of course, and then hand it back off. But don't do that.
Right.
But just to show you that it can be done, these tricks can literally be done, or literally, if you would like to pronounce the T, can be done anywhere, with anything, right? So if you have anything like that is metal, that you can hold in your hand that similar way. I know there's a few like metal rods that come into the duotangs. Is that metal sort of rod that's in there? Right, so those things like that you can use those as well. But just everything. I mean, it's just such a beautiful little trick, and it just involves just that lovely misdirection. It involves the acting. It involves the blocking of there's your viewer. There's me. Like in television, it's talent. We have to block for the camera. But in magic, the camera is your audience's eyes. So. Actually, going back to this, one of the things that you have to worry about with this particular effect is angles. Because right here, I've got a perfect angle. Because, I mean, there's only one camera, and there's only one of you, and everyone's seeing this exact thing. However, if I'm doing that same effect from the side here, and I make that whole thing bend like this, you can really see that it's bent, right? So blocking it towards your viewer, having it... So now if the person's off to the side, just tilt your body. I mean, it takes absolutely nothing to do the same effect, but just shift your body.
Right.
So now you're controlling the whole scene. The stage of magic is now you, right? So you gotta get right in there.
Oh, that's neat. Thank you.
Yes,
Fantastic.
And yes. Oh, I'm sure they mean to say thank you. They're too busy looking at their YouTubes.
Thank you so much.
I muted Baz
Yes.
because I could hear his keyboard, so I was I actually.
You can hear my... Oh.
Yeah, it's very
Yes,
loud.
spontaneous applause would be appropriate. Let me hear it. Yes, thank you.
Nobody can hear my applause because of the Discord thingy-mabob, but I am clapping.
Am I actually like
Oh,
that
I
loud?
hear it now. Very
Why is
good.
my mic able to
That
pick
was
up?
that was Vibe Pup.
Is that better?
We could still hear it.
Still hear it
But
there.
Vibe
Yeah.
Pup, okay, so Vibe Pup was applauding. I have applauded. Iron Ham, have you applauded?
I have. Yeah.
Oh, don't consider it a forced thing. But I mean, seriously.
Oh, no,
My
I
keyboard.
am God. I'm gonna
Does that make me Jesus because I'm doing all the miracles?
Ooh, there you go. So all right, so we've got I'm gonna practice those for sure. Absolutely gonna practice those. It's funny, the spoon one, I seem to remember something similar to that a while back for me. It came up, and I think I did it for Baz when he was
I remember.
very, very
Yeah,
young.
you did it for me when I'm pretty sure my friend tried to do a magic
You
trick.
sleeping?
Yeah.
And I was amazed by it, and then you also did a magic trick, and then I was amazed
So
by it.
yes, the bent one. I did the bent spoon thing back when he was really young, but I did it really badly. But luckily, he was young enough to just assume that I still had magic powers, right? So yeah.
Right.
Wait, you don't have
And the
magic
crazy
power?
thing with now the cat's out of the bag.
Damn it.
The really interesting thing about it is with really, really small children, this is just something that I've sort of picked up over the years, is that they actually don't have a concept of reality, right?
Right.
When you take an object, like a coin or whatever, and you place it into the other hand, and I found this countless times, you take a coin, you place it in the other hand, and it disappears, almost every child under the age of 5 is going, it's not there. They're looking at the other hand, right? It's only right, because for them, they don't understand the concept that when you place something into the other hand, that's where it's supposed to be. Right. It's only when we get older that we become these hardwired creatures that we go, okay, that's where it's supposed to be, and that's how it's actually easier to. I'll give you kids this little secret. It is easier to fool adults than it is children. That's just right.
Interesting.
So. You can totally get away with this, practicing this and doing these tricks for your friends, but you're going to be like a miracle worker if you perform this to your teachers.
There you go. You guys could impress your teachers then.
Perform it to my teacher, because then they might get astounded and I might be able to get a bit of time off.
Yeah, there you go. So you gotta have to practice, Vibe.
Well, I'm a magician, not a miracle worker, so come on.
Exactly. Thank you very, very much. That is amazing.
Thank you.
So just a coin, a spoon, and basically an elastic band, and you've got yourselves a little magic show. Oh, for some reason your sound is gone.
You've got yourself a 3-trick show, and that's all you need. That's enough. My sound is gone?
No, it's back now. It was just a really long delay. Discord is really messing with you.
I know we were talking about doing something with the Zoom or whatever, but
the problem
we're here now.
Is I can't bring everyone else in I can't bring everyone else in is the problem. I mean, unless we all come through the Zoom chat, which could work. But anyways, we definitely got a sense of it. What we might want to do actually is you might want to stop the video, then start it back up again, because I have a feeling that there's some kind of a buffering thing happening here.
We can certainly try.
But we're going to talk about now. Was there any other magic? Did anyone have any questions about magic before I now switch course? Unless Randy has something else for us. Unless I now switch course and ask about voiceover stuff.
I just want to see if I have the thing that I want to show you near me. I'm pretty sure it's in my room. 1 second.
Is this a magic related thing, Vipa?
Yeah. I will turn on my camera. I'll have a pug mask on, because that's...
All right. That is your disguise.
Yes.
Now Randy's stuff is frozen now. I can't hear. Can anyone hear Randy?
He has turned off his video.
Oh, I see. Okay, great. All right.
I'm just doing a thing.
Doing a thing. Very good. All right. And then Vibe Pup wants to show us something. And then, I'm so sorry. I'm like so ridiculously lacking oxygen down here, I think. Is that? I had a cup of tea somewhere. My cup of tea. Hello.
Imagine it catching on fire.
Yeah.
And some serious weird hair worms coming out of it.
Oh my God, I had a cup of tea, but I guess it's.
Oh, I can turn that up. That's brilliant.
There you go. That looks like it's. That looks well. It doesn't look. The resolution's still low, but it looks, for some reason, it's not as stuttering. All right. Well then, so Randy, is it safe to say that we're? Is there anything else you wanted to talk about magic wise before we move on to voiceover stuff, or?
Just super quickly on this. You are now all official Randy the Magic Man underlings. So with that comes a tad bit of responsibility.
Damn.
Is that when you do perform these tricks, do not let the people know how you're doing them, because they're going to be impressed by the performance, not the technique.
Okay.
Right? We all love McKay on Stargate, but the moment you actually meet David,
yeah, it's just a total letdown. It's true. Also, you don't generally want McKay to help you because he'll just yell at you the whole time. Baz, we have to do something about that keyboard because it's crazy.
Oh, am I not muted?
No.
You are now.
No.
All right. So
doing?
okay, so we don't give away Randy the Magic Man's tricks. In fact, you can tell people who taught you the magic.
That's right. Remember, randythemagicman.com/Zoom if you want to learn more.
We've got it. We've got it in the. I think I can even put it in the. I will put it in the chat again myself. And then the other thing about that Randy's got going right is that he. There you go. That is the link. Is that he also magic is not enough. Magic cannot contain Randy the Magic Man. He also does. He's a voiceover actor. So
yes, I am.
Could you let us know a little bit about that, like how you've been, maybe how you got into that and what's required and all that kind of jazz?
Yeah. Well, I could certainly tell you how I got into it. As for what's required, I'm still figuring that out, to be quite honest. But I mean, I think we all have to do that with our craft, right? But the idea, it all started in the once upon a time for me when I just got out of high school, and I said, okay, well, I'll try something else and maybe do something with a cool career. And I always looked up to the theater of the mind sort of radio broadcasts and this is the rest of the story. I loved those, Casey Kasem and things like that. Just really, really looked up to those sort of performances because, I mean, it wasn't a visual aspect. Everything was all inside my head. So, I mean, I could literally make anything happen inside my head, which was just a beautiful thing. So I said, okay, I'll do that. I'll go to the college thing and do the radio thing. And okay, this is a lot of fun. Perfect. All right. Excellent. Great. And then you start developing a particular way of speaking.
Can you hear me?
Yes. I can hear you.
Yes, Vibe Pop.
And go ahead. Let's
let Randy talk. Oh, no, you've got the. Oh, hang on. Sorry, Randy. 2 seconds.
No. I want to see this too.
That is the creepiest mask.
There's a full card in here. You can't really see it because this is supposed to be in real life, but there is a full card in there. And then I'm going to split it apart.
Ooh, I know this one. This is actually really cool. This takes some serious skills, so... Oh, look at you.
You gotta go. And then... So it's still a full card, you can see.
Right.
Yes. And there it goes. Wow. I know from experience that that takes some skill for sure. You're already on your way.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Right, it's like the splitting ladies illusion.
Just a quick question. Is my mic better? Like, if I click buttons, can you hear it?
Your mic is lower. I can't hear your keyboard. Oh, wow. Okay, so he's done it.
Yeah, a bit lower. Look at that.
But now how do you fix?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Back down.
Good job.
My lovely lady, my lovely special assistant right here. This person right here is going to be my assistant in my next show. Right there. Next live show, you're totally invited. You get to be my assistant.
There you go, Wolf Pup. You just got yourself a gig. Whoa.
See, it's a full card.
Oh.
What?
I will pay you exactly $10 and a slice of
pizza. There you go. You just got your first gig, what, Vibe Pup?
Yay.
Nice.
It's a full card.
That is so weird.
Trick is, there's 2 cards in here. There's one half. Like there's one.
Oh, we're giving it away. Don't
reveal the tricks.
I revealed one trick. I have more, but I didn't bring it down. I only brought down the card guillotine.
That's cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I know from experience that takes some skill to really get well. So I mean, you're definitely on your way. Very good. Very good.
Are a lot of these tricks? Whoa.
Excuse me.
Whoa.
Go ahead, David. What was that?
That was
I had
pretty
a
great.
It was. Sorry, I had something in my throat.
That may be a
there.
sign of COVID. I think if you start coughing up cards, isn't that like a?
No, that's actually CardVid. It's completely
Card
different.
Nice. All right, so radio. You went into radio. You started doing radio. But literally you're just saying that you had like one voice and you just used it all the time.
Kind of, yeah. For me, it was like you get inside of the microphone and then you speak like this, but then you have to have inflection in your voice with this weird downward inflection as you're reading the news. And it was just, it was so boring.
Does anyone tell you to do that, or is that what they're asking you to do? Like, what is the?
The downward inflection stuff, that's taught for sure. Creating that the voice was, I guess, kind of a little bit of me, a little bit of learning how to phrase things, and I mean, I know for a fact that my voice is a very high timbre voice, and because of the shape of my tongue and where it rests in my mouth, that when I do say things with an S, it does tend to trail really, really hard, right? It's almost like it's kind of like a lisp, but it isn't. It's like just before. So I know that's my normal sort of speaking voice, right? I found that it by pushing it down here and bringing it right down in that bass right here, it gave me a little bit more bass, and then I could take away the lisp, and then it became that was an easier voice to edit because when I tend to get a little excited, my voice gets a little higher, and I started rapidly waving my arms around, right?
Yeah, me too.
And so. Right, and that made it very difficult to edit my voice. So if I maintained a very particular voice in a world where David Hewlett was teaching the bandits some interesting, cool stuff, one day, right? So you develop that voice.
Got
and
bored
then
of using the one voice.
I did. I got completely bored. Again, ADHD brain doing this all the time sounded just boring to me. So I decided that I would mess around with other things. And a couple of them was I ended up doing. So during the radio station, we had these ads that we would do in-house. So, come on over to these guys because they've got this locally owned, blah blah blah, right? And I didn't do the deep voice, and someone was like, "Who's that? Who'd you get to do that?" I'm like, "No, that's me. That's what I said. That's me."
Yeah.
And well, no. See, other people talk. The speaker speaks.
Very good.
English. Anyway, So I started changing my voice, and then before I knew it, I was able to adopt different particular accents and really did all sorts of things I really like to do, right? And just change it really up, right? And then it just became really, really fun to just be silly and never really knowing who I wanted to be before I got into the booth, and then suddenly I'm chatting like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. I don't really think this is a good idea to be playing around here with the TechBandits and the kids. There's kids here and there's kitties over here. My cows are scared. Right? You just and for me, behind the mic, and this is just something I do. But when I'm doing it behind the mic or whatever, I tend to flail my arms around and really get the face going on when I need to be a serious person, and it helps.
Yeah,
but
I do the same thing. Yeah.
Right, so I started doing some voiceover stuff for different companies for the radio station, and then I just said, you know what, this is not for me, right?
Right. I don't want to earn money.
Well, it wasn't enough, right?
Right.
I believe, to be quite honest, by that time I was making more spending 45 minutes at someone's house doing a magic show than I was at the job that I went to college for. So, right?
So there's not a lot of money in radio.
There is if you can find it, but for me, I was just tired of being at first the intern and then being the personality. I hated being that celebrity kind of thing. I didn't really like it. But that's just me. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there who enjoy being on the radio and getting that radio voice that sounds like this. Oh, goodness me. But anyway, yeah, that was all paint up. And then a couple of people heard my ads on the radio and said, "Hey, can you get that guy who did that voice and bring him back in here? That would be really, really nice. We really like. We've got this English tea commercial. We'd like to have it." It's like, enjoy breakfast tea. It is absolutely brilliant. Brilliant! And then before you know, right? And then it just became doing all sorts of silly accents and voices and raising my timbre so I sound a little bit younger and bringing it down to sound like I'm a lot older. Right? So it's just, it's really, really cool.
Are you doing, I mean, do you have like have you gone through and studied a number of accents now? Like, do you feel like do you have like a range of accents, or do you study them when you find out that that's the accent you have to do type thing?
Kind of a bit of A and B. I mean, I'm nowhere near as Paul on the Scottish accent, but
Paul is actually, I think he's actually original. I think he's from Scotland, but he's of Scottish descent. So I think he's got relatives that have a certain, if not family members.
Right. I mean, being in that immersive environment must help for sure. I mean, my father, when he, way back in the day when he'd have a, we're out there having a camp thing. He's like, "Oh, no, laddie, you can't do it like that." And that was it. That's all I had.
Right.
So it was just funny. But yeah, different accents and things like that. I mean, I can pick up just sort of by listening and hearing it. And like in my head, I kind of dissect the voice. It's actually a process that I actually call, here, I actually have it right here. There it is. That I actually I call it 3 a.m. So this is my mnemonic device that really sort of helps me remember what it's all about. But it's 3 a.m. So there's 3 A's and an M. So we have the age, the accent, the attitude, and the mannerisms. So if you can figure out all of those steps, then you pretty much can get the idea of how someone else is speaking. How old do they sound? What is are they more of a grumpy toned person or very happy and light? The accent. So what region, what dialect, right? All of that. And certainly, I mean, even with English, like British speakers, there are, even though it's a small, tiny little island, there is many different ways that they pronounce vowels, right?
Isn't it?
So, right. So there's the aw, there's the o. Right? Just by making O's with your mouth and stretching that out. So it's realistically the vowels mostly in the British sort of dialects. But then when you go into things like Russian, there's a lot, and Italian I find too, there's a lot of rolling of the R's and sort of that harsh way that you'll speak for Scottish, right? It all seems to be up here, right here, and there's that rolling of the tongue, right? So it's really, really neat. But yeah, it all started off with imitating these voices, hearing them and thinking, "Oh man, that's a really cool way to speak. I like that." And yeah, here we go. And then it became, okay, now I can take bits and pieces from all of these people and then kind of create my own character. And now that I've got my own character, and now I can manipulate this character any way I want. I can have a southern drawl. Right, or I can give him more of a robotronic voice. Does he use contractions or not? Depending on which season of Star Trek you watched, Data, the first couple of episodes, he didn't use contractions, but before that he was all like can't and won't, and now it's I will not. Right, I will not. I cannot. But just that's the sort of mannerisms that you pick up from things. So, I mean, one of the things that I had found for most speakers is that there's always that flaw, and I use the term flaw very loose. It just means that it's just something that makes them unique, right? Whereas, for instance, Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. If you really break it down, it's really like a Scooby-Doo voice that has a Dartmouth accent on it. So, like Barb in The Dark with Mark, that really pushed A sound. Right. And then you have it kind of like, oh, yeah, Reggie, and you bring it down here, and you get the jaw pointed out there, and all of a sudden the bows are coming out. And like just the way that he sort of speaks, it's just brilliant. But
so
by
mimicking different voices, you are then able to make subtle changes or dramatic changes, I guess, that will create your own unique voices.
For sure, yeah. I actually play Dungeons and Dragons once a week.
Nice.
And with a couple of my friends out there in the dungeon. Hey, guys. And I'm always doing different dungeon. And I'm always doing silly voices. And I find doing that is great exercise if I need to sort of harness or hone in on an accent or a particular type of voice. And it's beautiful because, we're all fooling around, and who cares if I get it wrong? Because the next time, it's just every time I revisit that character, it's just going to be it's more in tune with them.
And you get a response from people as well, so you can tell what's working and what's not based on audience response. All right, so we're going to have to up our...
Yes, David, of course.
Up our voice game. Definitely going to have to up our voice game when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons now, right? Does everyone agree that we've got to do some... we'll have to come up with some voices. Vibe Pup was doing... What was the... Vibe Pup, you had an accent. You had something crazy going on Dungeons and Dragons a little while ago.
Well, it was like a...
It's like a southern...
Oh, I can't... It was like a southern one. I can't remember exactly what.
Can you try?
Like,
I'd love to hear it.
It was like a... I can't remember what it was, but...
It was like kind of like a southern one or something. It was like...
Oh, yeah, like this.
That was it.
I see.
It was a Cletus.
Mr. Beauregard. Yeah.
Who were you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Who were you doing?
I was doing a Cletus accent.
Who's Cletus?
It's from Flamingo, a YouTuber I watch.
Oh, yeah.
So I decided I am Cletus now.
That's the voice you're going to go with in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
All right, so then
Cletus.
Iron Ham and Bag of Chips, you got to come up with voices too. Actually, so do I.
All right.
That'll be our mission on the next Dungeons and Dragons. We'd actually try out some voices.
Roleplay.
Hey,
yes.
Right? And if you guys need an NPC or something like that to give you guys some serious exposition, just let me know. I'll lay down some tracks for you guys.
James R. Gurney, I'd have to say, is our resident dungeon and science master, and he's got some pretty great voices himself going. I was particularly taken with his Christopher Walken. I've got to say. Was an all-time favorite.
Whoa! Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What are you talking? I love his voice. And then you go up to... I met him, and I went up and did the voice, too, and he's like, you're like the 100th customer. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, really? Because everyone comes up and does an accent? Everyone
yeah.
does it?
Well, if you do the impersonation to the person, it's just like, this is what you sound like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? So
I've noticed with Jane, because she has a British accent, that people will do a British accent back to her, like she's making it up or something. Like she's like, it's, I'm like, no, that's her accent. You're just making fun of her accent. Like that's the way she speaks, for God's sake.
It almost feels like osmosis, right? It's like the more they're speaking, it's like, oh, they're speaking more appropriately. I think I have to do this particular way of speaking this way. Oh, well, crap! No.
There's a mimicry thing. There is something instinctive about, and maybe it's I wonder if maybe it's like some kind of a way of like befriending or taking away the fight or flight response, where if you become more like the person that you're speaking to, you become more like acceptable to the person. I mean, there must be some kind of an evolutionary thing for it.
Yeah. Well, it is a psychological technique that we all use. It is a survival technique, because if we're all able to be friends, then none of us are enemies. Then the food doesn't it ends up going to us as well. So one of the things that we tend to do is mirroring, and some of the things we don't actually realize that we're actually doing it. Whenever you're sat across from somebody and they've got their arms crossed, you tend to find yourself crossing your arms around. And this is only to build that familiarity. It's to build that bond with the other person subconsciously, right? Without speaking, you're just, okay, right? And I mean, right now, if I take my hand and just kind of have it here, all of a sudden the words I'm now saying seem to be a bit more engaging to you because now I'm mimicking your arm thing, right? And the more I continue to move my hands around, it seems more familiar.
Funny
because if you really
aside for that one, in scenes you'd have sometimes 3, 4, 5 people standing around, and they would do like the wide shot, and I would look around, and invariably we'd all be standing like this. So I would put my hands down, and someone else would look around and go like, "Oh, everyone's doing this. We should put our hands." And then within a couple of minutes, all of our hands were down, and then all of our hands were back up again. And it was this constant chess game as to who was going to be able to do the hands crossed and who was going to be able to do the hands down. And yeah, so luckily my hands were waving around most of the time, so I was all right. But
yeah, I've been trying to do my best to keep everything underneath the frame here. I'm waving my hands like below this. I'm just waving them crazy. But I know that's a thing that I do, and it tends to distract people from what I'm saying. So.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, I definitely wave my hands around too, but which is probably for exactly that reason though. In order to distract them from things that I'm saying is probably the case. Hey,
well, for me, it's emphasis, right? But
yes, yeah, me too.
But anyway, yeah.
Bag of chips.
Bag of chips. Yeah, you've been.
In. Are you? Is there any? We had talked at one point. I had run this by Randy, who thought it wasn't a terrible idea. About what if you just took the sound or the voices out of an anime that you watch, and you do the voices instead.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of those on YouTube and stuff, with just people voicing over other animes but making it funnier.
Oh, really?
There's a lot of those. I really enjoy those.
Like the one scene from Flash cartoon, I thought it was real until like yesterday. It was actually a voiceover thing that we showed and say on stream.
So there's already YouTubers doing this stuff anyways, basically redoing.
Yeah, so many.
And do they make up their own dialogue, or they?
They just make up their own dialogue. Yeah, most of the time.
So it's like bad lip syncing, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's bad lip reading, but yeah, actually, yeah.
When you do a lot of voiceover work for international shows like that, it's not so much about matching what the other character was saying and translating it. It's more about matching the movement of the mouth. So if it ends with a wide mouth, you don't say the word broom.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. How much leeway do you have? I guess it's all scripted anyway, so you're basically saying what's scripted.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's actually for doing voiceovers for anime and stuff like that. There's actually is a guy that goes through it, looks at all where the mouths are, and then creates like the sounds of what comes last. And it's like, okay, the script, it can be anything, but it has to exist within these realms. Really? So yeah, if it's wide open. So you'll see a lot of right? You see that sort of mouthing and then that loud thing. So the person who's writing the script beforehand is going, okay, this is a loud vocal, this is a loud vowel sound, so it has to be an A or an O or something like that. But even with O's, the mouths tend to be a bit, circle, whereas an ah sound tends to be more wide, and even sometimes this I call it this piece of bread face, where it looks like it curves up and around, but dips in the center and comes back around. Looks like a piece of bread.
Right.
But yeah, lots of cool things. But yeah, long story tangent, full circle. The best thing that you can do to start off is imitate. Because once you imitate, what you're actually doing is you're breaking down that voice into its fine details in your own head. Then you're modulating your own voice and your own vocal cords to match that tone, the timbre, that inflection, all of that. And then once you are able to do that, you can then take pieces out to the point where now it's become something new, just based off of something that already existed, right? So,
interesting.
I mean, right? So the best thing, So once you've got that, once you've got it created, the next best thing to, if you actually are serious about getting into voice acting and thing like that, the best thing you can do is create yourself a demo reel. Just lay down as many silly voices as you can, one right after the other, in just a series of, a barrage of these silly voices. This will, of course, to any audition, in any audition, is causing them to go, okay, well, this is his range. These are the accents he can perform. This is how, this is the continuity. This is his consistency, or their consistency. So it's just, it creates, it's essentially an audition tape for your voice.
Right. Yeah, that is something you can. I mean, you don't need a ton of crazy equipment or anything to do that, right? I mean, could you? I know that my little sister, who does a lot more voice stuff than I do, she will. She's done auditions where she's just basically locked herself in a closet with an iPhone and recorded it.
Yeah, there's actually very cool apps that you can get on your phone. I did have it on here. I think I may have deleted it for space. Gotta love it. Oh, yeah, I got it. But there's one that I have that actually reverses your voice. So I'll say things into it, reverse it, and then listen to it phonetically and have that sort of way that it's speaking, and then play it backwards. I actually got the idea from Michael Stevens, Vsauce, which I heard you guys just became...
Oh, we love Vsauce.
Right?
Vsauce.
Oh, thanks, Kettner.
So yeah, Michael Stevens, he actually had the one video about of sort of backwards speaking, and if you say "you sniff turkey fat" and play it backwards, it says "Happy birthday to you."
That's good.
You
I like
sniff
that.
turkey fat.
You sniff turkey fat. Nice.
Yes, I want to say that just to test it.
Someone else is saying Audacity
go
is
ahead.
a free download as well.
Yes, Audacity does do it as well. It does make it so that you can reverse your stuff. It is I think it's like, what is it? Openware, OpenShareware, or whatever the heck it is, what they call it, the kids that call it these days. But yeah, it's a free download. You can get that.
And what was the app? What was the app?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I picked it up. I just found something that did. I think it was just called Reverse It or something like that.
Oh, it's like,
but just type it in.
Literally just for that. It's literally just for reversing the stuff.
Yeah, that's all it is. And mainly it's just because I wanted to be able to figure out, okay, well, if I was speaking backwards, what would it sound like, right? When we're speaking, what I'm saying is probably not going to make any sense play backwards, so don't try it. But just the way that we're speaking tends to be this consonants come first, and then vowels stretch out, and then there's another consonant, hard consonant at the end. But it tends to go that sort of way that we speak. But when we play it backwards, it's like right? We tend to bring it backwards. So by utilizing that, you can then create your own silly voice and base a character off of that.
That reminds me of Gravity Falls. They had a lot of backward messages in it.
They did. Like, it's a big part of the lore.
There was some great voices in that too. Now, how do you get voice jobs? How did you? Do you have an agent for this stuff, or is this stuff you seem to do a lot of this stuff yourself?
Yeah, mainly because I did have agents for that early on, but to be quite honest, and this was just my personal preference, I didn't like handing someone else my money for me doing the job that I could have just got myself.
15%.
Right?
That's how much I give to agents. 15%.
That's
25 when I had a manager.
Right, and I mean 50% is standard, right? So they're taking your stuff while you show up in the booth. It's like, oh man, $1,000. Yeah, this is great. Now I can. Oh wait, I guess I can't get that PlayStation 5 or 600 or whatever number we're on because
there's tax. Yeah. Yeah, so in LA it was 10% to the agent and what was it? 10% to the agent and 10% to the manager. So it was 20% right away. But I had a Canadian agent, so there was 15%. So it was 25% would go right away.
Yeah.
On Stargate, 25% of the money I earned on Stargate went to agents and stuff. It's amazing. But I also probably wouldn't have gotten many of those jobs if I didn't have them. So now you represent yourself now. So if people want you, they will book you directly.
Yeah, mainly it just.
Do you have like a Randy
because
the
I
audio
didn't-
guy website as well? Or I mean, what do you do for that?
Well, for me, I kind of just go searching for them. I have particular contacts in the business that I just say, hey, are you guys looking for anything? I mean, I'm not busy this month, and if you guys need some help in the thing, yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, Randy, come on, we need a character for this. Can you throw in this voice? I mean, like this? Yeah, but like a little bit more deeper, like this. Yeah, okay, yeah, perfect. Do that.
Huh.
Okay, fine.
That's great. And you're not giving
but-
away 10, 15%, 50%. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I still am, but it's to someone who, loves me and cares for me and gives me food at the end of the day.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I did that for a while too. Jane used to represent me, but we just found it was just it's such a weird position to be in. I found for stuff. They're like, God, your agent's a jerk. I was like,
right.
And I'm married to her because Jane was would always look out for the best for me. So,
but I mean. I can give you some examples of some things that I did early on. There's a website called Mandy, Mandy.
Yeah.
I think it's .com. But that is essentially like a voiceover pit. If they need you, they're going to find you, they're going to book you. But if they don't, they're going to go with someone else. Yeah. So if you want to be tossed into the fire, that's Mandy's the best sort of way to do that. I mean, there are other
right
things.
now could go on to Mandy and put a voice record, like put a bunch of voices down, or even just his original voice, and he could get hired if someone says that's the voice I want for my show.
For sure, yeah. In fact, I think I just the other day, yeah. See, I just gotta. So you get paired, basically. People are looking for things, and then your qualifications get matched for them. So I actually just got a Canadian voice actor. Based on the information you were giving us, registering a Mandy Voices, we found a job. So I could be a Canadian voice actor for a particular company. And this is all recording. And according to this, I can get 70 euros for it. So, right? We're talking huge cash right there.
That's real money, I think, because that's not even Canadian money, right?
Right?
And so I guess now that's interesting. So the internet's really changed a lot of that stuff then. So basically there are now websites in place that will handle the making sure that you get paid for the work you do and all that kind of jazz.
For sure. I mean, this is stuff if you just want to, like if you don't really have an interest in the business and you just want the jobs, doing things like that is the best way.
Kettner, thank you very, very much. Sorry, Kettner is gifting subs left, right, and center. I think Kettner may have fallen asleep on the gifting sub button.
See, every time I think about trying to sub with someone, I always forget to do it, and I'm like, oh man, crap. So it's like, okay, no, I'll set the phone down, I'll go off and do something else, and then I go, no, I forgot to do it again. Dang it. And I'm always afraid that if I go back and try to change a screen, that I'll lose the stream altogether, and I know.
I'm terrible because I go to subscribe to people, then I realize that I haven't linked my PayPal. So I end up like, it's never an easy thing. But look, that is fantastic. I feel really bad. We've literally been on your feet entertaining people for like 2 hours now.
Well, trust me, I've got a bit of a back problem. So if I'm sitting, that's it. But if I'm standing, I feel way more comfortable moving around and stuff like that. So
right.
It's good. This is what I do in the booth. If you can't sit down, you got to stand up with your neck.
Yeah, it's funny. I usually prefer to stand because I just find my energy's better as well. You know, I
agree.
Never audition.
And this is where I find. Right, and not to take away from your awesome streams, David, but when you're doing TechBandits, I mean, I can just feel the energy almost being a little bit lower than your burning line. Even after you've been done all that exercise, you're up moving around. Your hair, right? So I feel the energy is more present after the burning lines.
I used to only stand for any of the streaming I did. I was always at the standing desk, and it's actually changed now, honestly, because of the burn alerts. I'm so freaking tired by the end of the day. I haven't done my burn alert today either, but I figure I'll do it while the kids are doing their while Baz and Mom walks the dog, because I did that this morning. But okay, nice. So if I ask you a couple of quick questions before I let you go, do you have a demo reel that people can listen to?
I do. I usually keep it to myself, mainly
Okay,
because I
all
want to
right.
control that.
Right, okay, all
But
right.
yeah, if they want to listen to my stuff, just send an email. You can go to the randythemagicman.com and go to the contact, or just info@randythemagicman.com, and you can get a hold of me.
Well, you never know. There may be people with companies who are looking for someone to do some voice stuff too. So there's that. But
mean,
okay, so you don't make that. I
didn't-
don't make my demo public either, to be honest. So
Yeah, I mean, I did do a silly little jingle for TechBandits.
Yes.
I actually put it into the chat section of the TechBandits server.
I should do that. That's absolutely genius.
I was just goofing around. I had some time in the studio, so I just decided I'd goof around and make you a theme song. So now
what?
you are
I
official,
can't.
David.
Damn it! I can't do it without. Wait a sec. No, I can't. I will put it into the Discord, but I can't do it while we're streaming it because you'll see everything, including emails and everything, while I do that. So,
sure,
but
yeah.
yes, I will do that. Is it something that you? I mean, you're writing songs, you're recording audio and stuff. Is there a technology stuff? Is there any technology stuff there that people need, or is it just a matter of can you really just get away with an iPhone right now? And what do you think?
I would suggest you could. If you're just doing it for just to get it out there, iPhone is okay.
Yeah.
That's sort of the phone stuff. But the best thing I can suggest is a good mic, something like a condenser mic, something that omnidirectional, one directional, that really just points towards your mouth and doesn't take all the the sounds around you. Get one of those. If you can, it's not necessary because there are some techniques that you can get away with. They're called P-pops. So if I get close to the mic and I start saying pop, 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 you can hear those. Those are P-pops. Right. But if you just placing your finger in front of your mouth like this in the sense, you can it kind of spreads it out. But I also suggest getting a screen, a microphone screen, which David here has.
Let me model that for you.
Thank you. And it's a Rode too. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful.
It's I love it, except that it doesn't really work for me because it's mainly just USB, right? So if I want to pull audio out of it, it's got to come through a monitor, and it's just not as
Yeah. I personally find Rode or Shure mics, they're right in there, like right in the cusp of being not as expensive but good quality.
Yeah.
Do your best to do everything as close as possible to XLR, which is those like the 3-prong thingy with the circle, and
that's these kind of things.
yeah, there we go. And this way, because XLR is goodness me, David.
Sorry.
But XLR is just balanced left and right. So I think those are the best things I can recommend for doing voice work. Once you have that, any editing program that allows you to adjust the equalizer, that right there is going to be brilliant. That, or get yourself one of these. Actually, here we got one right here. Get yourself. Oh, now we've done it.
Yeah, that's the key. Don't touch anything. You've
Don't
learned
touch
from
the
me.
thing. But anyway, yes. So anyway, I've got a Behringer board, basically a physical board here that allows me to adjust the EQ. Let's see here, something cool I can do.
But you're saying you could get a couple of audio gigs, and once you've proven to yourself you can get a couple of jobs, and you get a little bit of money, you could use that money then to upgrade your technology. You don't necessarily need that technology.
That's right.
To start. Oh no, I guess you would though unless you're going to the studio.
Well, yeah.
I've been doing a lot of stuff from home recently.
Catch-22 with this COVID thing. If you can, get into a studio. If you can. One reason only. They have the equipment. They just do. They've got all the greatest stuff, imported from, the best countries who's doing the audio. Like, they just have it. They've got the best booths. They got all of that stuff, right? But if it's absolutely necessary that you have to do it at home, then get yourself a quiet room. If you can, deaden the sound. That's what it's called, deadening sound. So put blankets over things that the sound will reverberate off of.
You can buy really cheap sound blankets off Amazon. I bought like 4 of them, and I wrapped a closet in them, and it just kills the sound. It's great.
Right. Even cheaper. and I mean, this is just comes from, you'll have to eat a whole bunch of flats of eggs, but the cartons that hold the big eggs, just putting them up on the, oh, David's got it. But yeah, just put them up on the walls. Just something that when the sound hits it, it bounces off and goes in different directions. There's actually a video. You got, there it is, right there. Look at that. Oh, not
Literally.
just, see, I saw it from just the front angle. I was like, man, you've got like a weird one, but that is a stack of them, ladies and gentlemen.
We don't throw any egg cartons out anymore because I stick them to the wall in the other room for auditions and stuff. Yeah. Although I got to say, the sound blankets did a great job.
Is it possible to donate them?
To donate
your egg cartons.
You want some of my egg cartons? Five Pup?
No, I mean like I have a lot of egg cartons.
Do you really?
Oh, you're saying donate to David?
Yeah, we go through a lot of egg cartons.
Yeah, so do
I
we.
eat a lot of eggs, and it's not just me that eats eggs. I have eggs for breakfast.
I love eggs. I've started making these Japanese eggs now, which is really with a little bit of you put a lot of oil in and you cook them really fast, and you use a little bit of soy and a little bit of what is that crazy spice, Baz, that we use? No idea. But it's like shin something or another. Anyways, whatever. I'm sure I'm gonna say something horrible if I try. Not teriyaki. No, it's like soy. If you use soy, it's delicious. Anyways, yeah. But those the egg cartons, I've just been gluing them to the wall. My wife hates it, but I'm allowed to do it in the basement, so I that's what I do.
Yeah. Make sure absolutely that no eggs have cracked into them because they're gonna.
Ooh, yeah. You want to make sure. Yes, absolutely. And then what about? I mean, do you recommend classes and stuff? Do you teach classes? Do you take classes? Is there anything?
Yeah. So if anybody else would like to know more about the magic side, I do teach through Zoom and things of that nature. So again, randythemagicman.com/Zoom. Head on over there, and I'll get the email, and then we'll connect and work with the schedule that works best for you. As for the voice acting and stuff like that, it's kind of like the side hustle. So I mean, if you would like information on that, or just tips or tricks about that, just send me an email there as well. I'll do my best to answer them.
Fantastic. Look, everyone, I think a huge thank you to Randy the Magic Man for doing this, because volunteered to show me a trick. Whoa. And what happens? I immediately drag him into 2 hours of Tech Bandits. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'd love you to show me a trick. Can you show it to me in front of the Tech Bandits and then, take up your entire evening doing it?
Well, yes, to be quite honest, this was something that I was not, I didn't want to do for, fame or recognition. I really just wanted to take a silly little skill that I could do and just show you how much, people like me appreciate the things that people like you do. And when you said, here's a stage, I was like, well, I mean, I feel greatly honored for that, David. Thank you very much for that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, fantastic. Bandits, any questions before I wrap this up?
It's not really a question. It's a statement. I'm definitely not going to go break some spoons.
You're definitely not going to go bend spoons right now?
That sounds like the negative. If I may, David, before we go, I do sort of have one more trick. Oh. My attempt to read everybody's mind, if possible.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. I've got a pack of cards here. Let's see. Got a pack of cards. This is actually a bit of a memory test. It uses a pack of cards. They're all different, okay? This is, in fact, a memory test. It involves a pack of cards, and they're all different, okay? It's a memory test. And I can go. Sorry. Anyway. I think that one. That's the one. I'm going to hold this right here so everyone can see it. Right there. Perfect. Maybe up on the black here. So, David, imagine that I have a pack of cards right here in my hand. It's invisible.
Okay.
All right? I'm going to reach out into the internet's lands, and I'm going to hand it to you. Go ahead and take that invisible pack of cards.
Okay, I've got them. Yeah.
Has it. Very good. Very good. Okay, now I want you to separate the cards into red and black cards. Take them out of the case, David.
Okay, right. Sorry. Let me just get that out of the case. Got it. And red. We got a red and black. Take forever.
Yeah, red and black. And a standard pack of cards. Yeah, no, well, you'll find that if you could see invisible cards, they were already separated for you.
Ah.
Right?
Okay.
Right? It's okay, David. It's
okay.
okay.
It's going to take so long for me to figure out. Yeah, okay.
All right, so now you've got the red and black cards right here. Now, place either the black cards in one hand or the red cards into the other hand, and now you have it. Perfect. Now, bag of chips, this is where you come in. I need you for this. All right, can you hear me, bag of chips?
Yes, I can.
Okay, bag of chips, here's what I want you to do. David, in one hand, he has the red cards, and the other has the black cards. Just show us which hand you have the red cards in, David.
Red cards?
Very good.
Black.
Okay, very good. Now, here's what I want you to do, bag of chips. I want you to reach out and grab one of those two piles, either the black or the red, whichever you want, your choice. Go ahead. Do it now. Quickly.
I've done.
Okay, now, good. Now, because people at home can't really see what we're doing here, so you got to say it nice and loud and out loud because, I'm not a mind reader. Here's what I want you to do. Tell us right now, did you grab the black or the red cards?
Red cards.
The red cards, are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, leaving David with the black cards. Okay, bag of chips. Those are your those are your red cards. You can keep them. You can put them in your pocket. All right, David.
Okay.
Hanging on to the black cards. We're gonna head on over to. Let's see here. We're gonna head on over to Iron Ham. Can you hear us, Iron Ham?
Yep, I can hear you.
Fantastic, Iron Ham. In a standard pack of black cards that he has in his hands, there are the spades and the clubs. Spades and clubs, okay? So, David, if you would be so kind to separate them, you'll find that they're one on top of the other. Perfect, just like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, see, I did it. So, in one hand, he's got the spades, one hand, he's got the clubs. Which one would you like to take from David?
The spades.
Yep, spades.
The spades, are you sure?
All right.
Yeah.
You're sure? You're absolutely okay. You're taking the spades away from David.
Spades.
David, you still... All right, so, David, you're hanging on to the clubs.
Got 'em, yeah.
All right? In a standard pack of clubs. Now, David, do you... I'm getting the sense here. Are you more of a picture person or more of a numbers person?
I think I'm sort of more of a numbers person, I think. Pictures.
That's what I thought so too.
Yeah, numbers, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought too. So the Jack, the Queen, and the King of clubs, which you have in your hand, go ahead and just take them off. You'll actually find them right on the top of the pack there. That's right. Those are your cards. You can place those cards in your pocket. Those are the ones you get to keep. Official Randy the Magic Man invisible cards.
Okay.
So now, in your hand, you've got the ace, we'll say is 1, and all the way to the 10 of clubs in your hand.
Right.
So we're going to narrow it down so we just have one card left, David, and hopefully this card here. Here's what I want you to do. Now, are you more of an odd person or someone who likes to get even?
I think probably odd, I guess.
That's. Are you sure you feel a bit more odd? Okay, all right. Tell you what, David, go ahead. I'm going to take those. Reach out and hand me the odd cards. You actually find them right on top of the pack there.
Okay, look at that.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, perfect.
Look at that. You already knew that too. Look at that. Okay, there you go.
There we go. I'll take those. Now I've got the odd cards. Actually, if you don't mind, David, I'm just going to hand those cards back to you real quick. If you don't mind, just putting an autograph on that for me, please. So I can,
There you go.
Thanks.
That is an invisible autograph. There you go.
There we go. That's an official, authentic David Hewlett card right there, guys. All right.
Signed
All right, so
visibly.
now you've got... Right? Now you've got the even cards, which is the 2, the 4, the 6, the 8, and the 10 of clubs in your hand. Out of those 5 cards, I want you... let's see here. Who do we have? Oh, we've lost someone.
Would Vibe Pup maybe?
Oh, do we lost? Vibe Pup. Oh, maybe I'm not seeing them. Vibe Pup, are you still there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so in David's hand, he has the 2, the 4, the 6, the 8, and the 10 of clubs in his hand. I want you to take 3 of them, any 3 that you want, but as you're taking them one at a time, shout them out.
2, 4, 10.
The 2, the 4, and the 10, are you sure?
Yes, I want the 2, 4, and 10.
Okay, I'm so fair. I'm trying to be so fair. All right, so we're going to leave this over here with Vibe Pub. Vibe Pub, you've got the 2, the 4, and the 10. David, you can continue to stay like that with your hand, or you can just see the realization that you do not have any cards in your hand. It is all an illusion.
All right, got it.
It's up to you. All right.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
All right.
So there we go. So the 2, the 4, and the 10 over to Vibe Pub. 2, the 4, and the 10. Here's what I want you to do, Vibe Pub. I want you to take 2 of those cards, any 2 you want, and I want you to hand them back to David right now. Go for it. To the 2, the 4, or the 10. Go for it right now. Which 2?
10 and the 2.
10 and the 2. Got
The
it.
10 and
Okay.
the 2.
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so fair. Every step of the way, by the way, I've been asking every one of you guys, are you sure? Because I don't want you to feel influenced by this in any way, shape, or form. But
Right.
Let's work it down here. We started off with a full pack of cards. We then separated the black and red. We then had the red taken away, leaving the black in the hand. We then had the spades taken away, leaving the clubs in the hand. We then, David said that he was more of a numbers person, so we got rid of the picture cards. Then he also said that he was a bit of an odd person, so, we tossed those out, which meant that we were left with the even cards, the 2, the 4, the 6, the 8, and the 10, which then we handed over to Vipup, and then, Vipup, you, of course, took the 2, the 4, and the 10, which you then decided to keep just one card. Is that correct, Vipup?
Yes.
And you handed back the 2 and the 10 to David, which left you with what
4.
card? The 4
4
of clubs. That's right, the 4 of clubs right there. Impossibly so. How does that work? It is magic, but there it is. 4 of clubs for you folks. That's it. That's me. Tip your
Wow.
waitresses. Randy Magic out.
He has read our minds. Amazing. Oh my God, David. Thank you, David. David Blue just rated us. Just at the end, you missed the trick. You missed the reading of the minds.
Yes, not just one mind.
Are you going to teach us how we do that one?
But all of them. That is the advanced level. So by all means, if you want to learn how to do that stuff, head on over to the website, randythemagicman.com/Zoom, and click on the lovely little links in there. And I do teach that, but it's more of the advanced level stuff. Yeah.
Randy, thank you so much. That was fantastic, and thank you again for the voiceover tips, the magic. You brought the magic and you brought the voice, and I thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely 100%. The pleasure is all mine. From the early on days of Ted Typo to all the lovely things, Dave Johnson and nothing, all the way up to McKay. And, of course, telling people that they got to spend 10 cents for expletives, all the way up to Clarice. So, I am so excited. I cannot wait till you are able to speak of what you are currently working on and all that fun jazz. I cannot wait to see it.
Thank you much, and we look forward to hearing your many voices in cartoons, ads, and television around the world.
That's right. I can't give too much away about the current things that I'm working on, but I can tell you a slight hint. Okay, yeah. And I'm probably pushing it by saying this, but it is very critical, the role that I am doing. Who knows? I'm just gonna say that. All right. Anyway, that's it. That's it for me. I can't. Let's just type.
We will leave you on that new mystery.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the bandits and everyone in the chat. And remember, the magic word is lawn.
Lawn.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Cheers.
I will release you from your prison.
Before we all go, the word of the day is L.
The word of the day is L?
Yes.
The letter of the day is L, I thought.
Yes, the word of the day is L. Definitely.
All right, very
Remember, kids, today's letter is L.
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here. I always liked him.
Frog.
I'm not good at my
today's letter
accent.
is L.
You got to practice. That's what we just learned, right?
Hey ho, Kermit the Frog here.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Very good. Very good. Up there. All right. Cheers. I'm gonna come in to the Magic Man out. Here we go.
All right, everybody. We just got raided.
Cool.
It's randythemagicman.com is the name of the thing. Let me see if I could get some video up here for peeps. Let me switch over here. Now that was pretty cool. We've got 3 tricks we got to learn now. 3 magic tricks. I'm going to do this. I think I could switch to this now. There you go. There you go. You got a camera. I got a camera. But now I can't see my Twitch stream. I want to see that though. All right. That was fantastic. So, all right. So Randy is still in the chat, but I've stopped the video for him. Vipup, I'm gonna bail on this chat, and we will talk probably. Actually, I think I'm filming on Monday. I'm not sure. So maybe.
Isn't Saturday D&D?
Oh, I don't know if it's Saturday. You know what? I have to do a read through on Sunday, but let me find out what time it is, and maybe we can try to do Dungeons and Dragons on a Sunday around my read through. How's that? I will look into it.
Okay.
All right. Have a good one. Thanks, everyone. Cheerio.
I just want to say when you turn off the stream, Milky Charms is on.
Oh, very good. Okay. All right. I'm gonna just hit the chat for a bit because I feel bad that I've had to ignore the chat so much, and then I will check out Milky Charms. Thank you much, man.
Bye.
Have a good one. Thanks again, Randy. All right. All right. What have I got going now? What madness do I have going now? Let me see. I got to see the chat. Let's see what's happening with the chat here. Do this. Do this. Do this. Is that any good to anyone? Is that any good to man or beast? Let me do this. All right. Now, I can go and check out our chat and see what everyone is up to, what everyone's chatting about. David Blue, thank you very, very much for the raid. That was very kind of you. As always, I'm sorry. When the Tech Bandits are going, it's very hard for me to do my to do the chat because I'm trying to keep the bandits entertained. So Tweety Row, thank you very much. Hello, I'm sorry I wasn't in Discord, Jefferson. No worries at all, Jefferson. Did you watch the magic tricks? That's what I want to know. Sunday could work for me. D&D, I'll have to bring yeah, no kidding. We got to up the voice game this time now, don't we? James, I don't know what time I have to do. I have a read through for Clarice, so I'm doing 2 episodes again. So that's going to be a couple of hours in there somewhere. I'm just not sure when they need me. So yes, no raid. What does that mean? No raid. Break legs, brother. Thank you, David. All right, what do we got here? His name is Randy Rogers. You can find his stuff on randythemagicman.com. Indeed. Let me see. Let me do this here. I will paste it in for everybody so they can see it. There you go. That is his website. Now what do we got? No worries. Just let me know. I'll see if I'm free. Thank you, James. Yeah, I know that there is word. It's kind of cool actually on Clarice, which is actually on tonight, by the way. So everyone has to watch that. Baz, you and I are going to watch it. Baz isn't here anymore, but we're gonna catch up on last week because we didn't get to watch last week. So we're gonna watch last week and this week, and maybe I'll try to tweet or something while I'm doing it. I feel bad because I thought I was watching while doing an important math test of the year. Oh my God! Oh no, Jefferson! No! Don't. For God's sake, don't get me in trouble. Don't be doing Tech Bandits if you should be doing math tests. Why do you do episodes on show I don't want to watch? They're too creepy. I'm sorry, watcher. You know why I do it? So that I can eat. What else we got? Who else have I got to say hello to? Yeah, David Blue, rating with a party of 42. What were you guys doing? What was David up to on the stream today? I got an autograph card that pulled out a SGA deck trading cards. Oh, cool. You need to toss out the even ones. He chose the odd ones. Cletus is working on the magic. Jefferson's asking if Gimpy God has an iPhone. I have a David Hewlett autograph. Cards are pre-sorted by odd and even. He selected the odd cards. True. Wait, shouldn't he be giving you the even cards? Pay attention to how the questions are asked. Yes, of course. David is definitely odd. Thank you. Is there an NFT associated with those official cards? Yeah. The NFT thing, I started looking into the NFT thing, which is just like crazy fascinating to me. Is that someone just subscribing? Who is that? Who's that am I thinking now? Let me scroll up a little bit here and see what's going on. Did I miss somebody? I've missed a million subs, I'm sure. Thank you very much to James and Cal for keeping an eye on this. Math test. Isn't it fun? All right. Okay, so, and Ruby K. Is Ruby K here? Ruby K! How are you, Ruby K? I hadn't seen you in the chat. I hadn't seen anybody in the chat, to be fair. Ruby K did stuff too. Woohoo! Ruby K's dying. Ruby K is dead. Ruby K. Sorry, I'd only seen Cal, and I've only seen James in my back and forth. So I hadn't actually seen your hadn't seen your posts. Like I say, I just haven't been able to get to the chat during these things. I feel like it's this weird thing where I feel like when we have guests, I feel like I need to host, if that makes sense. Like when we're just chatting, I can be in the chat and I can bounce around and stuff. But I feel like when someone has taken the time out of their day to do a Tech Bandits for us like this, I feel like I want to make sure that they feel welcome and that I'm sort of like 100% attentive to them, if that makes sense. So, good. Well, so I'm glad that Randy had a good time doing it. Thank you, Randy. I'm glad you enjoyed it as much as we did. So, I got an apology form letter from David because he couldn't send me a personalized autograph. So actually 2 autographs. Really, Watcher? I got an apology letter because he couldn't send me a personalized letter. Really? That's weird. I know that I found every so often I find, like when I was cleaning up, when we were moving the last time, I found some letters that I'd got, like some fan mail stuff, and I hadn't responded to it. And I just felt freaking awful. So I went through and sent a bunch of stuff out. Yes, it is very Canadian. Got to go. Dog time. Good. Make sure that mud is looked after, Cammie Wells. All right. So is there anything in chat I need to talk about before I flee? Oh, I know what I wanted to do, which I haven't done. Damn it. I should have done it with the bandits. All right. If there's any bandits around, check it out. I want to open another Lego. Because they've been sitting here for a while, and Jane's laughing at me about these things. So, Lego. Remember we were talking about speculations? I was speculation stuff, or even gambling. So we were talking to the bandits and to Baz specifically about Bitcoin, and Baz was saying, why didn't we invest in Bitcoin? We'd be like freaking millionaires right now. And I was like, well, we'd be millionaires now because of 2020 hindsight. So we now know that Bitcoin had gone up. If we'd known that for sure, we could have invested and we would have made money. But we didn't know that because it could just as well and could still just as well turn into nothing. So sort of as an example, I was saying like, okay, well, I'm going to spend like $200 on Ethereum and see where that goes, and I'm going to spend $200 on Lego figures and see what they're worth. So I don't know if Baz is still around. Oh, you have Bitcoin. Okay, great. Well, I just like the sound of Ethereum because there's just some because I think it may be slightly less planet destroying is what I've heard. But okay, so let's open this up. Ooh, it's a bit of like ASMR going here. Let me find a pair of scissors, and I shall return. There will be some in here. Let me get that. All right, scissors. There you go. So, opening them up. So this is Lego Figure Series 21. I'm opening it up. Here you go. Here comes the sound now. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. The smell of factory fresh Lego. What is this? There you go. Those are the bits. That's what we got. That's what's in there. All right, let's see if we can build them. Do I have a second camera? I do have a second camera. Can I show you a second camera? Let me see what I can do. I think if I do this, I can show you a second camera. How cool would that be? Come on, you stupid thing. I'm trying very hard to switch entirely to PC, but I've got a couple little Mac things that I still need to do. So, all right, my new recording. So that's going to go live. Okay, so let's bring this around here so you can see what is going on. What's going on? Okay, here we go. So I don't think we need to see this. Put that there. Move that there. This is this coin that I was telling you about. Which let me do. Can I do picture in picture? Will that work? Aha! It will work if I do this. Hang on. Do. Okay, so I've got this. I got this. I can go to the switcher. I can change it to camera. What do I want? Camera 2? I guess camera 2. There you go, camera 2. Okay, and I can make that a little bigger. And go down a little bit. No, the other way. Let's go this way. I make this a bit bigger. How do I do that? I do this for us. Okay, so now I think if I get rid of this, you should be able to see. There you go. So this is the coin I was telling you about, which is just a really cool coin that was given to me by a fellow by the name of John Raymond, and of course the company being Raymond's Capital. But it's just I just thought, what a great, cool idea for, like, instead of like a business card or something. I mean, I just love the idea of like making these. Like, could you imagine like a cool TechBandits coin like that? Oh, it would be so cool. And I thought maybe you could do like a TechBandits coin, have like a number on them or something, and then you could actually make them into. Maybe you could make them into NFTs or something, non-fungible tokens. Yes, NFTs. So they'd be tied to a blockchain that would tell you that it was worth X number of whatever. I don't know. So I thought it could be kind of a fun way to sell something concrete, but maybe have like a, I don't know. Could you maybe just like, I wonder if I could like have the, I wonder if I could get a bunch of these printed up. And then have my CNC etch whatever numbers or some kind of an identifier on each one of them, so that each one could be then tied to an NFT, and then they could be, they could be sort of like so they'd be an authorized coin of the TechBandits. But and this was just, I mean, John Raymond is just an absolutely freaking lovely guy who has got into the film industry and has just done incredibly well, and has just always just been an absolutely lovely friend, and in some cases he invested in a number of films that I was involved in, and just a great guy. Anyways, all right, speaking of investments, let's build some Lego. All right, what do we? Oh, who's this? Hey, who's this? I think he's the. Oh, I think I know who this one is. It looks to me, given the bottle, it looks to me like it's going to be this guy here, right there. I think it's the Castaway guy. All right, let's build him. Let's build this guy. I always do it in the wrong order because I never look at the instructions on these things, because they're Lego, for God's sake. You should be able to build them yourself. Okay, so there's this. Oh, is there a little crab there too? Oh, that's cool. It's like a little crab. Aw, there's a little hermit crab. What do I need to do to put that? Do you have to make something else to make the hermit? The hermit crab? Hermit crab? Here we go. There you go, little hermit crab. Hello, little hermit crab. Hello, David. Okay, and then we've got this guy here. He also has a manly beard, which we'll need to put on. Look at that. Ah, yeah, check him out. He's got a bottle. I see. I thought at first he was like a wino or something. Because it looked like he looked like some kind of a drunk of some sort. But it turns out he's actually a castaway with his own little. Can I put this on something? Can he be attached? Oh, Jesus! He leapt out of my hands. Okay, can I put that? Ah, there you go. So the crab can actually be attacking his hand. There you go. That is our latest. Our latest TechBandits investment. Focus. You will focus. I'm going to get my face out of the way, and then it'll say, hey, there's another face. Why don't I look at this face instead? No. Stop focusing on that. I'm getting out of the way. I don't know if I do this. What? Come on. Focus on the foreground, for God's sake. There you go. There he is. See? I just like the little crab guy too. He's just like a neat little. Hello. All right. So that we can add that to our list of existing Lego figures. We have now the centaur. We have the showgirl, and we have the Lego showgirl and centaur, which is kind of fun. All right. And we have to go and see what those. Eventually, I'll go and check and see what they're worth. later on. Just to see what if any of them have actually gone up in value in the time that we've had it. So who knows? I just think it'd be really funny to find out that Lego figures were actually were actually more valuable than Bitcoin at some point. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's get rid of that camera. That is done. So now I can go back to the stream and see what everyone's doing on the chat. Does the choking hazard warning apply only to David, or is that for anyone using Legos? I think it's just mainly for me, because it's just not unlikely that I might put that in my mouth. When are we talking again, Gimpy G? We got to talk again soon. We'll have to get you back on. Ruby K, what's up? I think it applies extra for David. Good point. Good point, Ruby K. See, Ruby K, when you actually post when I actually see the posts, I'm more than happy to respond. Yeah, when I'm not paying attention to the chat, it's hard. What do we got? Wolf Pup's out of here. See you, Wolf Pup. Tweety Row, thank you very much. You're subbing up Wolf Pup like that. I'm so glad you're wearing eye protection while using our scissors. I just want to be on that. Yeah, eye injuries. We don't want to be doing that. It's called a challenge coin in the U.S. Navy. Is that what it is? That's interesting. The best one of those I've got, or a sobriety token. That's so true. That's so true. I missed subs. Who did I miss? Oh my God. It was, okay, I saw that. So Kettner, I think I said thank you to Kettner for that way back when. But thank you, Kettner. Gifting 10 subs again? Wait a second, is that new? Oh my God, thank you so much. Kettner, you're crazy. I love you for it, but you're crazy. Okay. Kettner gifted a sub. You've given 17 subs to the channel. Holy cow, Kettner. You're making a lot of friends. Thank you. A challenge coin. Very, very good. While you were playing Legos, they donated the 10 subs. Thank you, Ruby K. Let me see if I can find that other coin for you. Because, yeah, that was an interesting one. This is the one that I got from my grandfather. My grandfather had, I don't know if I've got what I did with it. I feel like I've collected some coins in my time. My grandparents used to always do things like, the Jubilee coins and stuff. So the Jubilee coins and and then there's the Lady Di commemorative, marriage coins. There was, what was this one? Oh, it's the same one. Okay, that's the Queen again. But I also have like a number of really fun old coins that I got from my grandfather, and one of them was for service at a wreck. And it's basically if you were working at a wreck, these are all old. These are back when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I used to collect coins, and it still has the same writing, obviously, because I haven't changed them. These are all my. I would write down the year on each of the coins, and then put them in these little sort of little coin cabinets or whatever. I was always absolutely enthralled by coins. Anything that was early 1900s, I was sort of obsessed with that. What's that? Okay, which one is my... Let's see who's trying to get in contact right now. Someone somewhere on one of the computers. It's probably on this one. All right, let's see what I got. Don't switch. Ha! That is Baz. I want to just make sure. I'm going to text with Baz to make sure he doesn't want to have a personal chat with me while we're live. All right, where's my? There you go. Let's do this. All right, let me just go check. All right, check in with Baz. All right, what's up, buddy? Here we go. I don't see it may be in my like box of keepsakes or something. But yeah, I used to have one that was for service at a wreck. So when there was a wreck, you would go and you would help. You would help like either salvage people or equipment and stuff. Is that? Well, it might be in here somewhere. Might be in one of these. Could be in one of these. Let's have a look. Yeah, you used to. So when you helped out at a wreck, you would then get this token that would say that that's what you'd done. That you had actually helped, and that you were entitled to, I guess, payment for that. But I don't see. Well, I got a lot of these old coins. I don't see it here. The beautiful coin. So I guess my grandfather must have done some work at one of the wrecks, and of course, being my grandfather, didn't think he should get paid for it, so probably never sent it in. But as a result, I got it. What is that? Some old-looking coins here. I need to get the old magnifying glass out and see what I've got here. I've got a bunch of different coins, and I have no idea what most of them are. These are some. What have I got here? Okay, so like an 1886 farthing. That's kind of neat. Look at that. 1886 farthing. I'm talking about the fact that so when I went through, my grandfather used to have all these boxes of old, like just metal pieces, basically. So they were like, they could be like, parts from an old car, or door handles, or old hinges, or just anything, just little odds and sods, basically. Stuff that he had in his garage. He had this big old wooden garage, and it had all these boxes of they were usually, a lot of them were munitions boxes, like old munitions boxes from the war, and they'd been repurposed to just basically house junk. And one of the ones that I found is this one for service at a wreck. And I remember as a kid just being absolutely enthralled by that. So there you go. An 1886 farthing. Boy, that's going back a ways. There is, I've got, what else do I have? An 1876, what's it called? Pinwing? I don't even know what that is. I think that was like on a necklace or something, I seem to remember. I got these old farthings, I think they were called, or threepenny pieces, I believe. This one goes back a ways. What's that one? This one is 1920. There you go. I should look some of this stuff up, because it's just sitting in a drawer. There's probably people who would actually enjoy this stuff more than I would, but there's just some really neat old coins I found. And he was lovely about saving. Anytime he found like a fun coin, he would save it for me when I was a wee lad, probably about Baz's age. Oh yeah, I've got Hong Kong cents. I've got an 1866 Hong Kong cent. I don't even know why he'd have that. Anyway, so it's too bad I can't find that other one. But the other one is basically about the same size as that Raymond's Capital one. And it's but it's, as I say, for service at a wreck. And I remember as a kid that was like my imagination was like, woohoo. All right. Yes, there are penny farthings and all sorts of stuff in there for sure. I got stamps too, Watcher. I got stamps as well. I went through stages. I went through all sorts of different collection stages as a kid. How you doing? How you doing, Max? Max, what a great name. Always wanted the name Max. All right, hydrate. Yes, I know. I probably should. You should frame your grandfather's coins. I probably should, shouldn't I? Actually, that's a really good idea, Instead of having them in these silly little plastic containers, you could actually mount them to a board. You'd almost want like a two-sided setup so that you could flip it and see the other side of the coins as well, which could be kind of neat. All right. I've got to wake the hell up. Coins are a good thing to collect. Appreciate and value quite well. Do they? It's funny. I always found that the British ones. I was always amazed at how old the British ones were and how little they were worth. But that's of course because, old to North Americans is not old to the Brits. You'll find. Let me see if there's anything else. I don't see where else I would have my coins. I think they'd probably be. I actually have a bunch of boxes. I have a bunch of boxes that I use for collectibles and stuff, like for keepsakes. And that's where I'm usually keeping that stuff. So, all right, look at that, putting things away. What a crazy idea for me. All right. Hi, David. Passing from your Twitch channel, what happens with the live streaming today? I have not done my. What's it called? I haven't done my burn alert today, so I'm going to actually do it while the fabulous Jane and Baz are out walking the dog. I figured I would do that. I know you can't hear me when I'm over there. It's true. Okay, so he collects collections. Oh my God, it's so true. Ruby K, that's absolutely right. I collect collections. Interesting. Stamps are boring. I collect coins now. Okay, coins are boring. I collect Beanie Babies now. Okay, Beanie Babies are boring. I collect minifigs now. What are you saying, Ruby K? All right. I collect Funko Pops, but still waiting for a McKay Funko. Wish they made them. I know, Tweety Row. So sucks. I really wanted that. Okay, so is Baz out of here? Gimpy G? I am Imperador. I know. Imperador from YT. I know Imperador who always has good questions for me. Do the trick. Do the trick. Oh my God, that's right. Do you have much Stargate collections? I have a bunch of stuff. I have a bunch of Stargate-y stuff. It's all mainly just like merch stuff that I've got. Old books and cars. Oh boy, that'd be cool. I like Hallmark's Oddie Biddies. What are they? I'm kind of intrigued by the idea of doing one of these, like doing an NFT of a TechBandits coin, like getting a bunch of them printed up or minted, as they would say, I suppose, and then somehow customizing each one with a number or something that could tie it, like I don't know, it would be like a hash, like some kind of a hash code or something that you would use. I don't have many souvenirs borrowed from Set, but one of them is right there. That light piece right there is from Universe, and then there's behind the Doctor Who scarved elk or whatever the hell it is. You see this sort of what it looks like a flashlight. That is actually the desk. Not desk. That's a table centerpiece from the SG-1 opening night party or something. I mean, that weirdly is not mine. It's actually Jane's, because Jane attended that long before we'd ever met each other. She was, I think, a friend of, or friends with, or her husband was friends with Chris Judge at the time. So I collected old credit and club cards when I was a kid, but then I realized it was kind of a liability, so I got rid of them all. Yeah. Interesting. Old credit cards. Oh my God. But no ZPM. No, I'm working on the ZPM. In fact, I'm hoping that Padre, Father Ballister, is going to give me some files for that, because I'd actually like to make a ZPM, or at least have made a ZPM for the Stargate fan who actually died of cancer, and I wanted to give the family a ZPM that could hold his ashes, or at least a portion of his ashes. I think that would be just sort of a nice way of. They were looking for something Stargate-y, suitably Stargate to celebrate his life with, and I just thought that a ZPM would be the way to go, because it's just kind of it's an interesting sort of light source. It's pretty even for people who aren't specifically into the Stargate stuff. So I thought that was kind of nice. Keep in mind that when we were doing Stargate, there weren't a lot. The 3D printing thing hadn't taken off yet. I mean, any of the props that were made for that show were crazy expensive to make, right? Tweety Rose, you're scared of my action figure? Yeah, it's probably smart. It's very, very manly. That's the problem. Isn't that a great use for a ZPM? I felt like, because it has that center core, and I thought you could put a nice little sort of vial, if that makes sense, a vial of ashes in there, and then you could have all the lights around it. Rig it up with an Arduino of some sort, and Padre's already done that, right? So the digital Jesuit, he's amazing. I had a chat with him the other day, and it's just a lovely, lovely guy. So there's that plan. But if anyone knows anything about that NFT stuff, let me know, because I have to ask. You know what? I'm going to ask Barnacles about it. Barnacles will know. So look, I'm going to say a huge thanks to the mods. I'm going to say a huge thanks to everyone for being a part of Tech Bandits today. All the Tech Bandits for joining me and welcoming the Magic Man, Randy the Magic Man. And thank you again, Randy, for helping us out today. That was absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go make some dinner, eat some dinner, and then I suppose I'm going to have to do some exercise. Oh, damn it. I did a COVID test today. I do a COVID test today. I'll have to do a COVID test tomorrow for Clarice, because I'm back in on Monday on that show. So, and then tonight, watch Clarice tonight. I'm going to watch it as well. So we'll have a look. All right. Your timing is completely off. It's very, very true. Your timing is way off. Dapper Gollum, Ruby K, thank you very much. I really don't mean to ignore you. I think it seems to be like it's the chat is conspiring against me. Gimpy's Dag has a vast Rodney figure collection she uses for voodoo when she gets... Yeah, exactly. Are you still in Vancouver area? No, I'm not. Kettner, I'm actually... Kettner, and by the way, again, thank you, Kettner. That was very, very extraordinarily generous of you, what you've done. And I am actually in the Toronto area now. So that's where I am now. I think it's a meme now that you ignore me. That's true. So I ignore you and I insult Cal. And then James basically beats me to every link I'm trying to put into the stream. That's the other thing. So use mind control. Remember, set things on fire. Pizza time soon. Yes, I love that. Randy the Magic Man. That was a great tip. This mic is maxing out now too. That's so weird. It's like I found the right place to talk. How does it work? Okay. I have not done Comic-Cons as much as I'd like to. As much as I like the Stargate only ones, I generally prefer the big science fiction events, because I'm a sci-fi nerd, right? So while it's nice to be around the Stargate people, it's even nicer to be around lots of science fiction and comic books and all that kind of stuff. So I'd like to do more of the Comic-Cons. But that said, I don't know. I can't see myself going out for those things in the near future. We haven't got vaccinated. It doesn't look like we're going to get vaccinated before at least the end of the summer here. So I don't see any conventions on the horizon for me anytime soon. And we're only able to do production because we're testing so much. So I love how voice actors now appear at conventions. Yeah, isn't that cool? I just think that's a great... Why wouldn't they? Like, people are interested in that stuff. I love David's goodbyes because they're never goodbyes. You're right. Never say goodbye. All right. Build a spaceship. You could build a spaceship and go around if you... Yeah, I'll work on the spaceship. That's the way to go. My cons are being canceled for the second year. I'm sure, Watcher. I want to go back to Canada, Stratford, Avon Theatre. Grant Wynne Davies. Oh, he's fantastic, isn't he? Shut down until further notice. Yeah. A lot of countries will probably require vaccine passports. Coordinating those will take a time. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be... it's going to be vaccines. It's going to be testing. It's going to be people being smart and not going crazy and not wearing masks and all that kind of stuff. Toronto, they're threatening Toronto with a third wave right now. So anyways, but I do not want to go. I don't want to go out on a negative thing. So I'm going to be in a good mood when we leave this. So David, question, what camera are you using for the streaming? It looks great. This is the Razer. It's the Razer Kio, and I love it. And I want to buy like 100 more because they're so crisp. And they have a little light, so you can have the light off. You can have the light even brighter. The only thing I find is there's a little bit of bleed of the light into the lens. So I usually prefer not to have the light on so much. I prefer to dwell in darkness when I can. And like someone has already said, I suck at goodbye, so I'm going to say goodbye. Should we do a raid? Should we raid our friend? What was it, Milky something? Wonder what happens. Wonder what chat thinks will happen during a stream. Use the prediction chat command to find out. Weird. Okay, so we're going to raid. You can get them, Kettner, you can get them straight from Razer. In fact, I found the cheapest way to get them was not to buy them off anyone else. I actually went straight to Razer and had them, and they delivered it really quickly too. Oh, you watched Rise of the Planet of the Apes? I was not abusing a chimp. I was abused by a chimp, I'll have you know, half-baked. I've been streaming for 3 hours. Have I really? Yeah, I have. Oh my God. Okay, I gotta go. I got things to do, you know. What is the name of the streamer that we're looking for? Like something Milky, something or another? Does anyone know? Can anyone tell me? In fact, avoid buying stuff from Amazon. Lots of counterfeit products. Really? Melk Dev? Is that what it was? Was that what I'm looking for? Milky Charms? Milky Charms? Was that what it was? Okay, I'm going to have to look this up. This is crazy. It's crazy. Come on, chat. You're supposed to be helping me. Where's Ruby K when I need her? I'm looking now. Let's see what I've got. What did we say? Milky. We tried. Is that? Did I get that right? Milky Charms. There he is. He is in fact streaming. Fantastic. Let's do that. All right. Milky Charms. Milky Charms. They're frostingly delicious. Milky Charms. I think that's it. Did I get that right? I would have got it right if I hadn't clicked the wrong freaking button. All right. Okay. Let's do our raid, shall we? Raid Milky Charms. All right, everybody, I will say be safe, be kind, be brilliant, and until we geek again, I will say cheerio and huzzah! And now I will do a raid and probably get distracted again, because that's generally how I do these things these days. And I may see you a little bit later for a burn and learn. We'll see. I should. I don't feel like it already. This is the problem with waiting till the end of the day for these things. I like to do them in the morning, because then they're done. All right, raiding now. Everybody, bye! Thank you very much again to Randy the Magic Man. Go check him out, randythemagicman.com, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers. Thank you.